What's good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we are back here for another one. Hope everyone had a fantastic week, and I hope everyone is having a good Friday thus far. We got a couple things I want to talk about. We got a report from the Athletic that discusses the rumored amount of money that Gesicki is going to be asking for, and it's landing. It looks like between 11 and 13 million. So we'll compare that to other tight ends, and we'll also take a look at his numbers compared to other tight ends right now, and we'll see where that all lands in the projected cap space. If you didn't hear, Miles Gaskin has been placed on he tested positive for COVID, so we'll talk about that. Um, Amongst other things, I know a lot of people wanted Zach Cunningham, but Zach Cunningham has obviously been claimed, so I'll discuss that as well. And then I want to talk about I'm gonna play the audio, not the video, of Bucky Brooks. Um, I think Bucky Brooks, I think we can all agree he's one of the best, if not the best, mainstream media scouting minds. All right, I hold him in higher regard than guys like Kuiper and all those jokesters. Like, he's when you turn the mainstream media, there's not much people that are better than Bucky Brooks. So I want to play what he said, and then we're gonna get into Jabroni of the week. And the real question people got to be asking themselves is, did Chris Sims manage to get it second? For a second time, is he my first ever two-time Jabroni of the week? Is it him or Logan Ryan? We'll discuss that. I'll do my jabroni of the week. Obviously, RIP to Demaryius Thomas. I remember watching him, in Denver, especially those years with Peyton, with him and Emmanuel Sanders, and they were just nasty together. That guy was just a beast, and for a period of time, he was top 5, top 10 receiver in football. RIP. Definitely to Demaryius Thomas, 33 years old. I think he's going to be 34 on Christmas. Way too talented. And from everything I've seen and read, he was as big of a Hall of Famer as he was on the field. He was clearly an even bigger Hall of Famer off the field. He was constantly working with kids. He just seemed like a stand-up individual. Absolutely sad story. 33 years old. I mean, in February, I'm going to be 3 years older than that. So that's kind of crazy to me. RIP to Demaryius Thomas. That's just unbelievable, man. Um, uh, awful news, awful news. But yeah, so and then if time permits, I might open it up a little bit for you guys after I go through all of the news and stuff. Topher, good point. I never even thought about that. I'm gonna open up, and you know what? I'm gonna say this. There's only 72 in the room. I'll say it again once if I open it up. I want to hear some from some, like, obviously I'm cool with the usual suspects, but I want to hear from some of you people in the comments that never come up here. I want to hear some new people tonight if I open it up. Um, let's let's tonight we're going to be promoting people who either A, rarely come up here, or B, never come up here. Want to hear your thoughts on a lot of things, especially if you haven't ever been up here. I want to pick your brain as much as people are gonna have questions for me. So I want to hear. Some of the usual suspects are fine, but I do want to hear from some new people if I open it up today. Let's add some freshness, man. So if I open it up, let's hear from some new people today. But before we obviously even get into all that, um, yeah, we are Z, man. We play with randoms tonight. Let's get it. And if people want to bring smoke, I'm in the mood to handle people who want to hate on to it too. So if people want to catch, if people want to catch the 2-piece over to it tonight, I'm down. I'm down. People can catch it. People can catch it. So let's I'm open to all suggestions. People can catch it tonight. I don't give it. I'm ready. I'm willing. Um, no problem, Storm Warrior, man. Appreciate you. You always here, bro. You always here, so it's all good. All right. So all that said, let's get the stuff out of the way. Let's get all the news and notes. Let's start off with obviously Mike Gesicki here. So This report came from The Athletic, so you actually have to be obviously you have to have a subscription to The Athletic. Shout out to my brother. All right, so it says, this is the title of the article: Lamar Jackson, Devontae Adams, Russell Wilson at center of NFL teams' biggest upcoming financial decisions. Man, I've heard talk about Seattle like rebuilding, trading him to rebuilding. With the NFL expected to soon announce a $208.2 million salary cap for 2022, teams now have a better understanding of their financial resources plan for the offseason. Naturally, each team must first assess its internal obligations before constructing a roadmap for free agency. Some teams already know they've got some straightforward decisions to make, such as extending a franchise quarterback or putting together an offer to retain a big-ticket free agent. Other situations are more complicated, likely restructuring a veteran's deal to keep him happy while alleviating cap constraints. Let's analyze some important financial decisions for each team before the upcoming offseason. And to get a better feel for their cap situation, each team's cap space, $208.2 million minus the cap hits of players on a contract, and rankings are also listed thanks to Over the Cap. Now, who cares? Let's get to about the Bills. So they project us with $77.1 million in cap. Remember, I've told you before, if we move off of DDP, if we move off of Jesse Davis, Clayton Fledgel, amongst some other players, we can get up to about $100 million. All right. So it says the Dolphins will likely again pursue a trade for Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson, though that could reach another standstill if his legal situation remains unsolved. If you guys haven't heard the news, Deshaun Watson, the prosecutors are going in front of a grand jury in January. I'm going to say this right now. If the grand jury, and they're going forward with criminal charges, it has nothing to do with the civil case, okay? Civil case is a whole nother monster, all right? If they move forward with an indictment in January, this will not be settled. This will not be settled by the beginning of the new NFL year in March. It just won't, because if he gets indicted, even if he doesn't get indicted, once the criminal stuff is done, then he has to deal with the civil stuff. So unless he doesn't get indicted in January, and then come February, he settles, so he's ready to go for early March, that's the only timeline. And that would have to be like, he would have to settle and etc., pay them all, and just go away. Like whatever the case may be, he just has to get rid of the situation. So I'm just telling you right now, whether you want Deshaun Watson or not, whether you care or not, I'm beyond this. I don't even want to give this time of day. I'm just telling you the facts. If he gets indicted in January, there is no way he will be out of the woods with that criminal stuff, because we don't even know all of it, and the civil cases by the beginning of the NFL new year, which is in the beginning of March. It just won't happen. So if he gets indicted in January, the Dolphins won't trade for him. That's the thing. If they already wanted him to settle civil cases and get that out of the way, they're not going to trade, especially with how Tua is playing. They're not going to trade for him if he gets indicted. That's going to have to get settled. Then the civil cases are going to have to get settled. Then they will trade for him. And the problem is, you're running into teams like Carolina who are desperate, and you have a weak draft class for quarterbacks. So they might say, hey, I've already told y'all my theory. I think they just shelved Christian McCaffrey as part of the Deshaun Watson thing, in terms of, without the best player on the field, they tank, so their draft pick is better, and they might dangle him in an offer. I think there's going to be teams that pop out of the woodwork here. So, yeah. And even still, between us and the Carolina Panthers were the only team out of the two of us that didn't care if he settled anything. So that shows their willingness of, they'll trade for him and let everything go away as it takes its due process. Stephen Ross seems more like, if I'm going to pay you that much money, if my team is going to give that many assets, I need you playing as soon as possible, no hiccups. Otherwise, we would have made the move. So if he gets indicted, especially with how Tua is playing, I think Tua's play is already, it's going to be a hard sell to that locker room. You can tell everyone in the locker room's buying in. it's going to be a hard sell either way, especially and to a lot of the fan base, because now the analytics and the stats are starting to justify what a lot of people are seeing. So, I don't think the Watson thing's going to happen, especially if he gets indicted. And especially if we win out and go to the playoffs, all of you people that want to fit an agenda, I can't wait for the backpedaling on that one. It's going to be better than Logan Ryan. Either way, here's the heart of the matter, though. Enough of that. That's whatever. I don't even want to talk about that guy. I just wasted 5 minutes of my life. We are going to talk enough about that when the season is done. We should not be talking about it in week 14. It should be about Tua and the players currently wearing the uniform. I just had to address this little blur because they sounded so certain that we were going to pursue a trade. But anyways, either way, the Dolphins need to keep building their offense around the quarterback. And tight end Mike Gesicki is set to become a free agent. He'll probably command between 11 and 13 million annually. Now, that is a pretty reasonable number. That is a pretty reasonable number. I'm going to say this. Buddy, if we get Mike Gesicki for 11 million, I'm going to show you why it's a steal. But it's a steal. 13 million? Okay. I mean, I thought this guy was going to be asking for 14 to 15. I think 11 million, I can take 11 million like all good. Like, I'm down for that. And let's go why. 11 million I think is good. I'm going to take 11 million. So let's dive into why Reason thinks 11 million isn't good. Now, if we come out and it's the offseason and we're now hearing 14, 15 million, I retract everything I'm about to say. Okay? 11 would be good. 12, I can cope with. 13, you're pushing it, Mikey. 11, perfect though. For everyone going around. And Ronnie does make a good point. The cap will rise again. But I ain't worrying about 2023. We worrying about right now. I'm hitting them right now. Especially because we're probably going to front load most of that, right? So, Topher says tag him. Here's the reason. Okay. Let me ask you guys this. If I gave Mike Gesicki a 3-year, okay, I want y'all to follow me. If I gave him 3 years and I gave him 39 million, all right, so that's 13 million. Okay, we get that. But essentially, I'm only guaranteeing him 33 million of that. I could live with that. Now, if this guy wants 3 years, 45 million, we got to have a talk because I don't think so. I don't think so. See, I'm giving him the chance to reach that $13 million a year on incentives, and I'll give you your $11 million a year, essentially. Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. I will give you a chance to reach the top of that 13, but I will pay you the bottom, which is 11. So I give you 3 years, 39 million, and I guarantee 31 to 33 million of that. 30 to 33 million, I would guarantee of you. Give you 3 years, 39 million, I would guarantee you 30 to 33 million. I mean, I personally would pay him. And this is why I would pay him, okay? This is why I would pay him. When you look at his usage, guys, what's the one thing you look around where we can't stay healthy other than Jalen Waddle? Receiving core. The one thing that he's been able to do is when DVP's been hurt or Fuller's been hurt, or whoever's been hurt, he's been able to step in. I want to hit y'all with something right now. Let's look at the facts here, okay? Let's look at the facts. Okay, so right now, Mike Gesicki has the 5th most receiving yards amongst all tight ends. He has 642 yards, okay? Darren Waller, who's out this weekend, so you know Mike Gesicki's potentially probably going to pass him. Darren Waller's out this weekend. So you know Gesicki's probably going to pass him next weekend if he has a good game and Waller is out again, right? So he's going to only maintain that 1 yard lead because he's out this weekend. So Darren Waller has 643 yards. Kyle Pitts has 709. Mark Andrews has 811, and Travis Kelce has 848. George Kittle has 606, so everyone wondering where he is. And Dallas Goedert has 596. Now, we can all agree. Goddard, Kittle, Mark Andrews, and Travis Kelce, those are your four highest paid tight ends in the NFL in 2022. Let's not worry about this year. In 2022, George Kittle will be making $15 million annually average. Kelce will be making $14.312 average. Dallas Goedert will be making $14.25 million on average. Mark Andrews, who's 4th, will be making 14 on average. And then your 5th is Hunter Henry, who will be making 12.5. Then Jonnu Smith is also the 5th highest. He makes 12.5 as well. Then it's Austin Hooper at 10.5. And then Kyle Pitts is number 8 because of where he was selected. He makes 8.22. Logan Thomas, 8.021 million is 9. And then Gronkowski is even at 8. For people wondering, Waller, he is the 11th highest salary. He makes 7.45 million. For people wondering, they got a steal on that. Anyways, I digress. So 13 million would actually land him 500,000 more than Hunter Henry and $1 million less than Mark Andrews to make him the 5th highest paid tight end in the NFL. Now, here's where it gets interesting for me. It's his usage. It's how we use him. Okay? And what I mean by that is this. You look at Mike Gesicki right now. All right? Mike Gesicki, 306 of his snaps, that's 64%, have come in the slot. All right? That is 40 more than Mark Andrews, who's number 2, and 68 more than Evan Ingram, who's number 3. And that is 69 more than TJ Hawkinson, who's number 4 in terms of slot usage. And it's 75 more slot snaps than Travis Kelce. All right. 64% of Mike Gesicki's slot snaps have come from the slot. All right. Now, when you want to go out wide, all right, Mike Gesicki, again, number 1 in the NFL, out wide. He has 147 of his snaps have come out wide. That's 6 more than Travis Kelce. That's 8 more than Kyle Pitts. And then the number 4 guy is Tyler Higbee. That's 46 more than Tyler Higbee. 30.8% of his snaps have come out wide. All right. You want to hear this now? Inline. Mike Gesicki has only had 25 snaps as an inline tight end. That's 5.2% of his usage is in line. For comparison, now we know Kelce, 231 slot snaps, 141 wide snaps, right? He also has 138 snaps in line. Kyle Pitts has 89 snaps in line. 21.1% of Kyle Pitts' snaps are in line. And remember the knock on him. Some people were trying to sell y'all, but we were telling you he's a good enough blocker. People were trying to tell you he's not a good enough blocker. Well, he's a far better blocker than Mike Gesicki because he's 4 times the amount of inline usage. Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is used in line 23.6%. Okay, you see where we're going here? That's not good. Darren Waller is used in line 50.5%. He's only used out wide 19.9% and in the slot 29.5%. You see where the issue is? These guys are still producing, yet in some cases, more than 25% of their snaps are in line, or in Darren Waller's case, he's ahead of Gesicki already and in yardage. And the only reason Gesicki's going to catch up to him is because of an injury to Waller, and yet half of his snaps come in line. So, where I'm going with this is this. You would be getting $11 million, paying $11 million for a wide receiver, a reliable wide receiver. That's what you're essentially paying for. For another slot guy, a big body 50-50 slot guy who can bounce outside on the boundary as well. That's why I want to stick around $11 million. That's why when I get to 13, 14, $15 million, I'm like, I could pay him, or I could put that money towards Allen Robinson, or I could put that money towards Michael Gallup, or I could put that money towards Juju Smith-Schuster and get a legit slot wide receiver, or I could put that money towards, Chris Godwin if I felt, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we start, because this is going to be a loaded wide receiver free agency and it's going to drive down the price of some guys. So, if I got to pay 13, 14, 15 million for Gesicki, I'm not getting enough in-line stuff. That's why I can't put you. That's why I cringe trying to Mark Andrews and all these guys. I know they give me over 25% in line, and I know if I wanted to give them 30, 35, 40%, they could give me that. I can't get that with Gesicki. The guy's 5% of his snaps are in line. Now, there you go. K-Jax just did it. If you paid him $11 million, he would be tied for the 23rd highest wide receiver contract. That's peanuts. When you talk about high point receiver capabilities, when his head's in the game, I don't know what's been going on since Baltimore, but when his head's in the game, the guy's top 25 in the league at doing that. So, now I wouldn't say Hollins is better than Gesicki. I think Hollins is I like Hollins, but I don't know about better than Gesicki. That's a little bit of a reach. Gesicki's just been in a slump. The thing is, we haven't seen a slump from Gesicki since he was, getting his legs underneath him in the NFL. We're not used to seeing this, right? Like if you would have gone back 5-6 weeks ago, Gesicki makes that catch in the end zone that bounces off his mask, and he makes that catch over the middle where the ball placement could have been a little bit better. I mean, let's call it. He would have done that. The guy's a great athlete in 50. Now, he's not a good route runner and he's not a good blocker, hence where his inline usage on the inline usage with the blocking tells that story. And he's Stormwater nailed it. He's a red zone threat. And here's the thing, he's been one of our most reliable guys. Let's be honest. And another thing too, he's number 4 in receptions amongst tight ends. He has 59 receptions. Only Hawkinson, Andrews, and Kelsey have more than him. The thing is his yards per reception. Like Kelsey and Andrews average over 12 yards a reception. Waller over 12 yards a reception. Gesicki is 10.9 yards per reception, so just under 11. Kyle Pitts is averaging 14.5 yards per reception, so is Dallas Goedert. That's what route running can do. If this guy became a good route runner, this guy would average 13 or 14 yards of reception because his separation would be better. Yeah, I'm fine. Listen, you pay him $11 million. I think that's the sweet spot. $12 million, yeah, I could deal with that. Once we start getting to 13, 14, 15 million, we got to have a conversation. And I might just tag you instead. But then here's the thing, guys. If you tag him, I want everyone to realize, listen closely to what I'm telling you right now. If you tag him, the NFL decides what he is. They decide his designation based on usage. And if they're going to go on usage, I feel like the NFL will come out and say he's a tight end. He's a wide receiver. So, and that would not be good because then you got to pay what the top receiver gets paid. So, I personally think if you can get this guy at 11 million, give him 3 years, 39 million, guaranteed 30 to 33 of it. So, he gets at least 10 million guaranteed a year, and he has incentives to get up to his 13 million if he wants to reach him. And by incentives, I mean like I need 1,000-yard season for you to make 13 million in that year, Mr. Gesicki. I'm sorry, I need 1,000-yard season. And here's another thing. This is kind of, I don't know who to blame. I mean, he should be at 3. He should be at 3. He got hit in the face mask in the end zone. But the glaring thing about Gesicki, too, is he only has 2 touchdowns this year. Now, blame who you want to blame forever that. That's up to you. But, for example, a guy who y'all know I was really high on in the draft this year, Pat Freiermuth, I loved Pat Freiermuth next to Kyle Pitts. He already has 7 touchdowns this year. Hunter Henry has 7, Dawson Knox has 7, Gronk has 6, Ertz has 5, Kittle has 5, even Usama from Cincinnati has 5, Andrews has 5, Kelsey has 5, Goddard has 4. You know what I mean? So even the Tennessee tight end has 3. So you need more scoring production too. Like I need 1,000 yards, and I need 8 touchdowns at least for you to be flirting with 13 million a year, considering you're not a good pass blocker or run blocker and you don't run routes very well. So that's just what it is. Like I said, he only has 2 touchdowns. He should have 3. I mean, Tua hit you right in the face, right between the eyes, and I don't know what happened. I don't know. 5-6 weeks ago, Gesicki's making that catch. Since this Ravens game, I guess 6-7 weeks ago, since that Ravens game, this guy's been in another atmosphere. Whereas mentally, I don't know what's going on. Him and Jason Sanders been sipping the same Kool-Aid. I don't know what's going on. So I'll give him 11 million. When we start talking 13, 14, 15 million, and I sit back and I can pay some of that to Michael Gallup, or I could put that towards Allen Robinson, I'm sorry, Gesicki. When you start talking 13, 14, 15 million, I'm out. I am out. Sorry, I can get a premier receiver, a premier boundary guy to match Waddle. And, I can have between Waddle and my new boundary guy, I can have my X and my Z locked down. And my Y locked down too, because I got Lynn Bowden coming back. So I'll have all my dudes locked down, all my top guys. So I don't know. I just when you look at this, that's just you're asking a lot, man. You're asking a lot. I mean, I want people to think about this. I want to put this in perspective, okay? You can have either Gesicki for, I don't know, let's go on the high end here, okay? You can have Mike Gesicki, and you can pay him your 13 million a year, which is absolutely nuts. I would I don't know. I just couldn't. I'm sorry. When I actually say that to myself, I throw up a little bit. Let me bring this up here. You could have, hold Hold on a sec, guys. Yeah, you could pay him. You could pay him his 13 million and use him as your X and have Jalen as your Z, Jalen Waddle as your Z, and then bring back Albert Wilson on a like veteran minimum, or bring obviously Lynn Bowden will be back and have them as your Y, and then you know and you can have Gesicki. He can obviously be your X or your Y. He can fluctuate, and then your other X would probably be like Mac Hollins. Or you could go out and you could sign, if this guy wants 13 million, you go sign Allen Robinson for a couple million more, have your X locked down with Allen Robinson, have your Y with, Albert Wilson on a veteran minimum or Lynn Bowden or whoever. And then have your Z as Jalen Waddle, and then fill in whether through the draft or wherever, however you see fit behind that. Like, I'm sorry, when you start talking 13 million, we're getting into territory where I could throw another 2 million at the total and I can go get a legit boundary guy. And I can complement Waddle and I can at least start finishing off this receiver corp. So, Lynn can be my slot as my Y. Lynn Bowden Jr. can be my slot as my Y. Allen Robinson or insert free agent name here can be my X. And then Jalen Waddle as my Z, baby. And I mean, oh brother, I love Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams out of Alabama, I love that guy. Man, if we could get him in the 20s, Jameson Williams is legit. I love that kid, man. Blue past Michi this year. I can't believe I'm absolutely shocked that Jordan Addison won the Blitnikoff and not Jameson Williams, because Jameson Williams put up like similar numbers on way less receptions. So Jameson, you're killing it. Anyways, yeah, Gesicki, I'm sorry. You want to talk about 11 million? I told you 3 years, 30 to 33 million guaranteed. I'll give you an incentive of up to 39 so you can make your 13 million a year, but I need 1,000 yards at least and 8 touchdowns for you to even sniff that 13 million a year, okay? Like, and we're not there. I'm sorry, we're not there. I like Devin Lloyd, Javon. There's a bunch of linebackers in this draft I like. N'Kobe Dean, I like Christian Harris out of Alabama, Henry Tutu. There's a bunch of guys I like in this draft. It's a pretty decent linebacker draft. All right, so Gesicki, yeah, like I said, my synopsis, if you want to give him that 3-year 30 to 30, I'll give you 11. Talking 13, 14, 15, I'm out. I am out. And I've given you all the stats. I've given you all the usage numbers of him. If I'm only using you in line 5% of the time, how can I make you a top paid tight end? How? How? It doesn't make any sense. You are a receiver. Like, that's just 64% of your snaps come in the slot. 30.8% come out wide. I'm sorry. You're a wide receiver. So, personally, I don't know if that's a road I would really choose to go down. Now, quickly, I know a lot of people wanted Zach Cunningham. In case you didn't know, in case you weren't keeping up to date, Zach Cunningham did get claimed by the Titans. And what does this say about us? This tells you that the Miami Dolphins did not put a claim in on Zach Cunningham because we had higher waiver priority than Zach Cunningham and the Titans. So that's That's painful. We did not put in a waiver claim because if we did put in a waiver claim, he would be a Miami Dolphin. So this tells you right now they are happy with their linebacking core. Hey, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, Atlanta Roberts has been pretty good. Jerome Baker, since they've been using him properly, has been decent. Other than that, we don't really have a lot to, we're running on fumes with a guy like Duke Riley and Vince Beagle out there. So it's kind of interesting because he only had a $275,000 cap hit remaining for this season. And because of his deal, yeah, we do have, because Stormwater, we do have money. Xavier Howard restructured his deal. We have over $3 million. We do have the money. And his cap hit next year is only $900,000. And his cap hit for the rest of this year is only $275,000. So they just decided to say, screw it, we're not putting it in. By the way, I see people talking about who's going to win Rookie of the Year. Offensively, it's probably going to be Mac Jones, guys. Like, I wouldn't be giving it to him. I don't think he should be getting it. I think it should be coming down to between offensive Rookie of the Year should be coming down to Rashawn Slater, Jamar Chase, and Jalen Waddle should probably be your three guys if you wanted my opinion. And I mean, we'll see how Javonte Williams finishes the season out. I don't think Najee stands a chance. So, but Jamar Chase has been slowed down the last 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, if Waddle is on pace to if Waddle keeps going on the pace he is, and Chase keeps going on the pace he is, Waddle's going to surpass him. I don't think Mac should win it, but they're going to give it to him to push the narrative. Let's be honest with ourselves, guys. They're going to give it to Mac Jones to push the narrative. Let's not be naive here. They're going to give it to him. So, all right. Continuing on, if you haven't heard today, here is some news that should definitely interest you. Myles Gaskin, ladies and gentlemen, he tested positive for COVID-19. Now, he is fully vaccinated. So there is a chance he can test out of protocols, like it says here, and be back for next week's game against the Jets. Now, what this means, let's go deeper here, is he's officially been placed on COVID reserve too. Fully vaccinated players who are within the first 6 days of quarantine after a confirmed positive test can return to the facility once they have received 2 consecutive negative PCR tests taken at least 24 hours apart and have been asymptomatic for 48 hours. Gaskin is the first Dolphins player on the COVID list since September 6th, when Austin Jackson and Shaheen were placed on the list. And as we know, Adam Shaheen was also unvaccinated. So he may be available for the Jets game if he has 2 positive tests within 24 hours in a 48-hour span. So, hey, Duke, you might get your wish. They might have to turn to Jared Dokes and see what Jared Dokes can give them. But hopefully Philip Lindsay is back to health, because I mean, that's who that's who I think is going to be the difference maker if we're depending on anyone in that backfield. I think it's going to be him. So I mean, that's just my opinion on the matter. I think Lindsay is clear away. I think even after one showing, as long as he's healthy, I think he's going to be running back 1 without a shadow of doubt. Now, I do have a couple other things I want to go over here. Let's start off. I want to talk about Bucky Brooks. Now, I'm going to play the audio, and the reason why I'm going to play the audio is because Fox would probably hit me with they'd hit your boy with that copyright So I'm going to avoid that, and I can avoid that by playing the audio of it, not by showing you the video. Now if you want to see the video, it is available on YouTube, but let's play the audio, and then I want to talk about it. Okay, let's play this audio here for you guys.
Favorite NFL scout, Bucky Brooks, and I am going down to South Florida to tell you why Tua Tagovailoa should be the Dolphins franchise quarterback. There's a lot of conversation about whether Tua Tagovailoa should continue to remain the starting quarterback heading into next year, but all signs indicate to me that he is exactly what they wanted when they started the campaign, tank for Tua. So the number one reason why Tua Tagovailoa should continue to be the starting quarterback, he's a winner. He's a winning quarterback coming from Alabama, played on the big stage, and actually excelled when the games really, really mattered at that level. When you look at him play as a pro, he has continued to be that guy. Yeah, it took him a while to shake off the rust, coming off an injury, then playing the rookie season that was a little up and down. But this season, he is absolutely taking his game to another level. When you think about the Dolphins, they're currently on a 5-game winning streak. And for those games, Tua Tagovailoa has been the starter. Passer rating has been over 100 in each of those games. So when you think about playing winning football from the quarterback position, it's not only being very efficient, as indicated by the passer rating, but it's taking care of the football. When you don't give the ball away, your team has an opportunity to win. He understands how to play that way, having played under Nick Saban at Alabama. Number two, Tua Tagovailoa is an RPO master. Look, I know this is not Star Wars, and we're not talking about Revenge of the Jedi and all those other things, but what he is probably one of the best that I've seen him execute this concept. The concept is basically a run-pass option. You stick the ball in the belly of the running back. You look at a second-level defender. If the defender moves, you take the ball out, you deliver a dart to a wide receiver. Tua Tagovailoa is killing that concept. It's one of the reasons why you're seeing Jalen Waddle and Mike Gesicki start to pile up a ton of numbers on the outside. It's also one of the reasons why Tua is second in the league in completion rate, is because he's very accurate dealing the ball on these quick rhythm throws. As you think about playing offense, the way the Dolphins want to play offense, very efficient, stay ahead of the chains, stay on schedule. Well, you can do that when you have a guy who understands how to deal on the perimeter like a pass first point guard. That is what Tua Tagovailoa is doing.
So there you go. Like, pretty high praise from Bucky Brooks. Guys, smash that like button, subscribe if you are new. Pretty high praise from Bucky Brooks. He's basically said he's turning into the guy they wanted when they started their tank for Tua campaign. Now, I had some guy in my comments on my last video saying that we run the RPO because of Tua's velocity. First of all, Tua's velocity only matters from one. I mean, not even one. You're not throwing a super hard ball 1 yard. Let's say this. From 3, I'll give you 3 when it really should be 5. From 3 to 18 yards is when velocity matters. When you start getting over 20, when you start getting into 30, 40, 50, okay, velocity doesn't matter. You're not throwing on a rope, okay? Velocity is juice, how fast the ball is going. Arm strength is distance, okay, not velocity, all right? And when you start talking about velocity on the short to intermediate level, Tua has more than enough. We've displayed it. Not only us, go look at what JT O'Sullivan, the quarterback school, has said about it. He just put out 2 videos about Tua over the last week. Go watch what Kurt Warner said about it. Tua has no problem with velocity issues on the short to intermediate level. None whatsoever. They're running the RPO to negate the pass rush and because they can't run the football. Listen, for some reason, all these people think that quarterbacks need to throw 30, 40, 50, 60 yards like 3 or 4 times a game. That's not how it works, okay? I know this is the first time for a lot of people out there, evaluating and watching tape for some of you and actually going through the process of a young quarterback grooming and developing. I mean, you're not expected to do that, especially when you have an offensive line that can't hold up. Listen, when you watch film, when you evaluate players, when you scout, okay, one of the key things you're told to look for are trends and patterns. Why? Trends and patterns are going to show you red flags or consistency in good areas. Trends and patterns mean a lot when you're scouting and evaluating, especially when you're watching tape. For the last 2 weeks, the time to throw for the Miami Dolphins has been 2.33 seconds and 2.32 seconds. That is a trend, and that is a pattern beginning. Why are they getting it out in 2.32 and 2.33 seconds? Why are they scheming that? To negate the pass rush. Because these guys can't hold their blocks for longer than 2.5 seconds. If you're scheming to get the ball out in 2.3 seconds, you're not going to have a lot of deep shots installed because things aren't going to develop that quickly. Just not going to. You need to hold your block for longer than 2.5 seconds for me to take these deep shots. That's just how it works. And whether that's you holding your block or me maneuvering and making moves in the pocket and showing my pocket presence and maneuverability, ability to step up, reset, and throw, whatever the case may be. Okay, cool. But they are clearly scheming. And the other thing is too, the short passing game, if I keep picking up 3 or 4 yards, if I do that and I mix that in with the 3 or 4 yard run, I'm going to get my first down. And it's an extension of the running game. And here's the thing too. You've even seen in the RPO game, look at the last game against the Giants. He's hitting these guys on slants in windows that aren't there, like Gesicki over in the middle, he hit him. He does it every week. Fits balls into super tight windows. And he does it multiple times a game. He did it on a slant, and he did that on a long pass over the middle near the end of the game. Shout out to Fred for the $4.99 super sticker. Appreciate it. So, listen, what they're doing is they say, listen, we got a kid that can run the RPO. The RPO can mask some of our deficiencies. That's what they're doing. And it's adding between protection and the run game, it's masking both deficiencies. This is why I've done my rounds this week. Neil Driscoll's been asked this. Richmond Webb was asked this. The new episode of Finish Line will be coming out either tonight or tomorrow with me and Richmond Webb. And Tua's not getting enough credit right now. Him and Waddle are the offense. Like, are people not taking a step back and realizing the only reason we're scoring 20 points is because the only people that can do anything are Tua and Waddle? And then Hollins will randomly show up for a play. DVP gets healthy and he randomly shows up for a play or two. Gesicki's been off since the Ravens game. Our winning streak, Gesicki hasn't been a huge contributor. Tua's literally carrying the offense right now. And people still want to blame this kid and say, let's get out of here. When that's what y'all wanted with Watson. Y'all wanted someone to mask the deficiencies in the offensive line and carry the offense. And that's what Tua's doing. 17 starts deep. 17 starts deep, he's already doing that. And he's giving you 4 games in a row of 100-plus passer rating. The only Dolphin ever to do that was Dan Marino, and he did it 6 times in a row, and that was in 1984. Tua's statistically, analytically, the best fourth quarter quarterback since 1994. Since 1994. Holla at your boy. This man is doing it. And what do you want from any quarterback? Don't matter if it's a rookie or veteran. You want them to be money in the fourth quarter, and this guy's already doing that. Number 1 in fourth quarter completion by over 8% since 1994. Number 1 in fourth quarter scoring percentage. Number 2 in fourth quarter passer rating. Number 6 in fourth quarter first down percentage. You want me to even go back? Red zone since 1994. Number 3 in red zone scoring percentage. Number 2 in red zone sacks and attempts. You want some context for the Herbert lovers and all the people that wanted to draft Herbert? Herbert's number 21 in fourth quarter completion since 1994. He's number 98 in fourth quarter scoring percentage since 1994. He's number 40 in fourth quarter passer rating since 1994. He's number 39 in fourth quarter first down percentage since 1994. He's number 15 in red zone scoring percentage since 1994. He's number 115 in red zone sacks per attempt since 1994. Two was clutch in the red zone, clutch in fourth quarter, and he's carrying our offense, but he's the issue. Bucky Brooks, don't listen to me. Listen to what Bucky Brooks just told y'all. Go listen to what Bucky Brooks just told all of y'all. Don't even listen to me. Go listen to Bucky Brooks. He knows more than I'll ever know. Unlike other people who can't swallow their pride and admit when other people in this community know more than them, I'll be the first to admit Bucky Brooks knows more than I'll ever know. Sorry, man. And I know I'm one of the top minds in this community, especially on YouTube. And I pale in comparison to Bucky Brooks. And what does he say? Don't even listen to me. Listen to him. You know, people are trying to sell these narratives, man. In the 3.5 games he's played since returning from finger injury. 92 of 118, 905 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 4-0 record. All of y'all that were still trying to sell the narrative of, oh, well, he lost to Atlanta, even though he left the field with the lead, put up 4 touchdowns and almost 300 yards against the number 12 passing defense at the time. They conveniently leave that every time they talk about the Atlanta game, but okay, I won't, because context is everything for me. Losses were a stat. Losses were a stat. Yeah, we lost the game. Losses were a stat back then. All right? Now that we're winning, wins aren't a quarterback stat. Whoa. What are you talking about? Wins aren't a quarterback. Okay. You know, it's just the goalposts. Every day I wake up to this on Twitter, on YouTube. How do y'all, I'm going to say it. I'm going to be blunt right here. Hey, Fins Up Reason. See, we're going to get into Chris Sims. Don't you worry. I'm going to be blunt right here. Okay, gloves off right now. Gloves off right now. I could never live my life like some of you miserable pricks. I see you on Twitter, Facebook, comments in the YouTube, wherever. I could never live my life like you miserable pricks. I could never wake up on game day rooting against my quarterback. How can you call yourself a fan when you wake up on game day and you root for your quarterback all for your pride? Because you don't want your evaluation to be wrong. You don't want to be wrong or you don't want to be wrong because you just didn't like Tua. Or you don't want to be wrong because you overstepped your boundary and you got out prematurely on the kid. You know, how can you call yourself a fan? Because guess what? If your quarterback fails, your team fails, and we get to watch losing games on every Sunday. Where's the enjoyment and pleasure in that? How do you call yourself a fan? Sorry, man. You might be able to sell water to a well to a bunch of these idiots on all these different social media platforms and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Can't sell it to me, man. Fraudulent behavior. All because you don't want to look wrong. That's what it comes down to. I see all of y'all on these different platforms, man. All these different social media outlets. Twitter's a cesspool. Facebook's a cesspool. YouTube can be a cesspool at times. I see it all the time. All of you fuckers that dug in way too early. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. How do you wake up? Or how do you get a smile on your face when your quarterback fails? Tell me. Explain to me. And now explain how you're a fan. Explain to me how you're a fan. Tell me how you can root against your quarterback. You can root against your quarterback, but you can root for trading for a guy who has character concerns and allegations pending over his head. Tell me how this makes sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. And they have the audacity to call themselves fans. God damn. You ain't lying to me, bro. You ain't lying to me. I don't know whether you do it for retweets, whether you do it for likes, whether you do it for subscribers, followers, views, Facebook thumbs up, on whatever platform you roam on. I don't care. I don't know how you be hating on your quarterback and calling yourself a fan. What a miserable prick you must be. And God bless your wife and your children for having to put up with the asshole that you must really be. That's all I got to say. God damn, it's brutal. It is brutal, man. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I would call you guys miserable see you next Tuesdays, but I don't like that word. It's the one word in the English language you'll never hear me say on YouTube. I hate that word. I despise that word. If I see a man call a girl that word in the street, I have before and I will again stop dead in my tracks and make him apologize. If he doesn't apologize, there's a problem. Hate that word. But I'm that close to using it on all y'all. That's how bad it is, okay? Because y'all make life miserable, man. Like, I watch Twitter. I've fallen back on Twitter because it's so toxic. Like, these guys relish in this toxicity, man. Like, go get a woman. Go start a family. Go do something productive with your life instead of being miserable bastards on social media outlet like Twitter. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable, man. So, yeah, I just, all these facts and no one's got rebuttal it, and people trying to sell these false narratives because they feel the walls closing in, and they've gone from egg on their face to a chicken coop on their face, and it ain't looking real good. Shout out to TR. He's donated $10. Said, stop speaking facts. Reason I can't, bro. I was born and I came out spitting facts to the doctor, bro. Slapped me on my ass and said, yo, bro, what are you doing? Do that again. I'm knocking you the fuck out. I came out spitting facts. Oos. Yeah, we'll get into that, man. Sorry, I forgot. I thought I missed that. Shout out to Topher. He said toxic community. It is, man. That's why there'll never be no unity. People are more. Hey, what has Reason always said? If this guy gets traded to another team and Deshaun Watson comes here, my evaluation continues. Wherever Tua goes, my evaluation continues. Think of how many evaluations I put out for you guys, okay? My Patreons get more evaluations than you do in terms of big boards rankings. But if you put my evaluations, right, I do at least 5 big boards for you guys, right? I do at least, including the top 5, I do honorable mentions, I do at least 15 guys, all right? So if you do the math, that's at least 75 players. But actually, when you break it down, when I do my big boards and everything, I actually do about over 100 players for you guys, all right? So you think the Dolphins are drafting all those players? No. The evaluations go. This is Phinside the NFL, not just Dolphin stuff, but the evaluation continues for Jonathan Taylor, who had my running back 1, Tristan Wirfs, Penei Sewell. They all continue, even if they're not on our team. And the same applies for Tua. If Tua gets shipped off and Tua becomes a Pro Bowl, perennial Pro Bowler on another team, was Reason wrong? No. Reason was 110% right. And I'm going to tell you right now, Reason's already right. I've already hit on the Tua evaluation. Tua has already shown you he is more than a competent NFL starter 17 games into his career. I've already hit on Tua. Tua's not a bust. I've already hit on Tua. When you see his 17-game resume, I've hit on Tua. I was right. I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't wrong. To be wrong, you'd have to be a bust. He's not going to be a bust. I'm sorry. Hell, I had Herbert as my quarterback 4, but go listen to my evaluation of Herbert. I was right about Herbert. If you go listen to my evaluation of Herbert, I wasn't right in where I placed him, but my evaluation was spot on. Go listen to my evaluation. Burrow, I was right about Burrow. Jordan Love's the only one that the jury's out on, and that's because we haven't seen him really yet, right? We got such small time. Topher, $4.99. TD calls out a formation and think, yeah, hey, bro, thanks for the donation. I'm not here to talk smack about other. I'm talking about, you guys people got to realize I'm generalizing here when I'm making these comments. Whoever that shoe fits, that's on that person, right? I'm generalizing. I see them on Twitter. I see them in YouTube. I see them on Facebook. I see them everywhere, bro. So I'm not singling anyone out. I'm not even saying the shoe fits any single person. I'm saying if you watch that video and that made you mad and you're looking at yourself and you're saying that he's talking about me, then that means the shoe fits. And whomever you are, sorry, that's what the deal is. My bad. It is what it is. I ain't sorry. I'm not apologizing. I'm not retracting what I said. I don't know how y'all can root about. Like, guys, go back. Everyone knows. How do I feel about Austin Jackson? Everyone knows I don't like Austin Jackson. Everyone knows I despise Austin Jackson. Everyone knows I despise Jesse Davis. Do I root against them? Do I root for them to fail? Guys, I didn't like Josh Rosen. Everyone knows how I felt about Josh Rosen. But what did I always say? What did I always say about him? I hope he proves me wrong, but I don't think he will. And I used to say, I don't care if it's Rosen, Tua, I don't care if it's black, white, purple, orange, whatever, I want a quarterback. That's it. So even with Rosen, I didn't wish for Rosen to fail. And look at all the heat I took from the YouTube community specifically over Rosen. Where's my apologies, man? Where's my apologies on the Rosen thing? I need some apologies on that, okay? Because he's not even in the same stratosphere as Tua Tagovailoa. It's not even close, all right? Plain and simple. I'm sorry. Say it what it is. So, hey, listen, you want to hate me for telling you like it is? Go ahead and hate me like it is. Yeah, he in the NFL, he's a backup. He's a perennial backup. That's what he is. Okay? And he was a practice squatter for a year and a half. All right? So, that's the thing. I've never hated a player or been so dug in on a player or haven't been able to swallow my pride to the point where I've got up on game days and said, oh, I want this player on our team to fail so I can look good. Because, guys, if players on our team fail, we lose. I'm not trying to watch us lose on Sunday. I'm trying to watch us win. That's just what it is. I ain't trying to sit back. Who gets enjoyment out of watching your own players fail? Now, if the player's a rapist or a pedophile or a murderer, I will be rooting against him, and I will, like Ben Roethlisberger, if I was a Steeler fan, I would have been out on Ben Roethlisberger. Sorry, I just would have. Championships twice over for him? Championships wouldn't have, I'm sorry. Championships wouldn't have cured that one for me. Wouldn't have, I'm sorry. I got morals here, all right? Even Deshaun Watson. If I hated Deshaun Watson, which I don't, I think he's a top 3, top 5 quarterback in the NFL. His rookie season before he got hurt was a thing of amazement to watch. It was beautiful. But he's innocent. I wouldn't even, because he hasn't been proven guilty. So I wouldn't, even if I was a Texans fan with what's going on with Watson, if it was, I wouldn't be rooting against Deshaun Watson if he was playing for us with allegations, because he hadn't been proven. Like, if we drafted Deshaun Watson and we weren't trading Deshaun Watson and these allegations came up when Deshaun Watson was a Dolphin, I would not be rooting against him until he gets proven guilty. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, it takes, like, guys got to morally step out of bounds for me to get up on a Sunday and root against them if they're on my team. Otherwise, I'm cheering for you because your success, like Austin Jackson. I hate Austin Jackson, but I root for him because if he plays better, we can run the football and we can get time in the pocket. I want that. Jesse Davis. Everyone knows I don't like Jesse Davis, but I root for him because if he holds up his block, we get time in the pocket or we get a gap to run through. You can not like players, that's fine, but openly rooting against them and it being clear as day, holy, and it's especially bad with some of these guys on Twitter. Like, y'all think people on YouTube are bad. Go on Twitter for like a week. Jesus. You'll never want to go back. It's brutal. Like, people not even understanding why we're using the RPO, but trying to explain to everyone why we're using the RPO. It's like the thing, it's something you'd see in like the comic strips. It's unbelievable. So, hey, Jeremiah, remember, you go back to, I told everyone, like, you can go back 9-10 months ago. I told everyone Flores was, since Tony Sperano, the most I've been invested in one of our head coaches, but you got to start calling a spade, man. Some of the decisions he's made have been brutal. The slow starts have been brutal. So he's flawed. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He's still getting his feet under him, but I think Flo maybe has like, I'll tell you this much. If Flo gets off to another slow start next year, I wouldn't expect him to see the 5th year. So he's got to figure this offensive line out. He's got to replace Emile Jean-Pierre. He's got to figure this offensive line out, and he's got to get stability at the coordinator position. That's just is what it is. So Greer saved his ass with the performances of Phillips, Jalen Waddle, and Javon Holland. That's what saved his ass, Chris Greer's ass. If those guys were just like okay and like we all saw the potential, but they weren't like clearly balling out, Greer might be up that river with no paddle, man. So, but anyways, back to the whole Tua thing. I don't know what people want from him right now. 32nd in the league in receiver drops, 32nd in pressures, 32nd rated pass blocking, offensive line. We are 32nd in rush yards per game. We're 32nd in rush yards per carry. Yet somehow this kid is still operating play action and RPO flawlessly majority of the time. Like, running the RPO as effectively as he does with no running game, that's like unheard of. I'm sorry. That's like, name someone who's done that before. You can't. You can't, because it hasn't been done. So, yeah. And then when you add in like the musical chairs that's been at the receiver core because of injuries and stuff. So it's I don't know, man. It's when I see these people, I'm going to say it, ignorantly harping on Tua because they don't understand what's going on. It makes my blood boil, because if you have issues with them and they're legitimate, like durability, and that's fine. I get that. But when people start, improperly pushing narratives that aren't true, especially when you watch the film, that's when I got an issue, man. So, and I see them everywhere on Twitter. I see them on YouTube. I see them on Facebook. They're everywhere. It's like a disease. They're like a plague. And the more subscribers we get, the more we can cure this plague. So tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe to Phinside the NFL. And honestly, we can counter the misinformation and miseducation, because when me, Martin, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is what it is. No one in the Dolphins community, whether you want, I don't care what platform you want to talk about. I think me, Martin, and BallGame do a fantastic job in our breakdowns. I don't think there's many better than us. So, yeah. And then I give you guys the film studies. We just educate you guys, man. So Like, that's the whole point of this platform, is we give you the proper education, we give you the proper context. I mean, any one of you guys who watch our film breakdowns, when Tua misses a read, we call it. Like, you know what I mean? But to properly call out misreads, you need to understand windows, you need to understand timing. And, me and Martin have actually played the position. Martin played it at a pretty high level, so it gives you guys some good feedback. And BallGame's a coach, man, so he's seen it. So yeah, I don't think many top us, so every Tuesday night, Tua Tuesdays, check him out here on Phinside the NFL. Me, Martin, and BallGame, we break down every drop back of Tua Tagovailoa. Obviously, there's not going to be one next week. And I got a special little surprise for you guys. I got a special surprise for you guys. In what? I'm probably gonna drop it December. Okay, yeah, I'll send it to you. I'm gonna drop I'm gonna be having a let's just say this. Guys, I'm gonna have a special interview for you that I should be conducting on December 23rd. Now, I've had to reschedule this multiple times because on his end, the time zone, but this guy has over 160,000 YouTube subscribers, and he does football. So I'm gonna have him on the show, and we're gonna talk about the Dolphins. We're gonna break it down. So it's gonna be an interesting show. So be on the lookout for that. I think EM wants the link. I got one other thing. I'm gonna send EM the link, and while I send EM the link, EM, check your. I'll send that to you via. There you go. I texted it to you. I DM'd it to you, but I also just texted it to you. So in the meantime, while he's doing that, all right, let's go over something. I want to share this stuff with you guys. So first of all, in case you haven't seen it, Logan Ryan was backpedaling, because who backpedals better than Logan Ryan when it comes to Tua? He actually apologized to Tua Tagovailoa. So let's look at this, because
clearing it up. I want to apologize to Tua. I didn't mean any disrespect. I made a lighthearted comment about me playing quarterback. I think he's a good player. He's humble. He approaches the game the right way, and he made game-winning plays to beat us, and they won the game. And I'm not no sore loser. I just don't want to. I don't hate on players in the league. I have a lot of respect for players in this league. I've been in this league, and he's doing it the right way. So I wish him the best. And I want him to know there's no disrespect there or any bad beef there. Just a comment that went the wrong way, and I was trying to be funny, and it wasn't funny. I don't want to disrespect him.
Okay, so shout out to Logan Ryan for being a man. Some of y'all could, take a page out of him, admit you're wrong, take your L, move on, live your life. Man, if there were more Logan Ryans in this Dolphin community, we'd all be better off. So shout out to him, because that saved Logan Ryan from potentially being my Jabroni of the week. Instead, an idiot decided he wanted to be a 2-time Jabroni of the week with these comments. I can't believe these people are getting paid to do this. So let's hear these comments. Here we go. Let's see. Unbelievable.
Which one is it? The guy hurt his finger halfway through the first quarter. And again, where I'd argue, and then see, this is where I'm going to sound like a Tua hater. Listen,
because the
whole world can throw the ball 5 yards over the middle. You don't need to draft a quarterback at number 5 in the draft to throw the ball 5 or 6 yards over the middle. Or like Logan Ryan said, run to the left and throw the ball 1 yard into the flat. It's a real thing. So, you put Taysom Hill in that situation, yeah. But they asked Taysom Hill to throw the ball 50 yards down the field, 40 yards down the field, 30 yards down the field, things they don't even ask Tua. So idiots on Twitter, shut up. You're an idiot. Get off Twitter and learn something else. Watch something else. You're an idiot. Thank you.
All right. So, first of all, Chris, you're actually the idiot, because They did not ask Taysom Hill to throw the ball 40, 50 yards down the field. What are you looking at? Like, Next Gen Stats has passing charts. Like, where's the intern? Where's the intern that's doing your work for you? Because you should probably fire them. You should probably have fired them yesterday, to be completely honest with you, for even giving you this false information. And, you make it way too easy for us to start killing narratives, Chris. You really didn't think this one through before you decided to run your mouth. And shout out to Valley Boy Sports, because he put it out there. He made this little clip, and I'm going to play it directly from Twitter because this is just what it is. You didn't do your homework, Chrissy boy. And once again, I'm out here eating you alive, bro. Eating you alive. And let's go back before I go in on you and officially label you. Let's show how bad your narrative is. And for those of you watching, if this gets clipped out, I apologize because I might get hit with CBS and stuff. And if I do, I'll clip this out. But this is for the live viewing audience. You get this special little treat, okay?
The whole world can throw the ball 5 yards over the middle.
Tagovailoa moves up and goes deep, and he's going for
that looks deeper than 5 yards.
The whole world can throw the ball 5 yards over the middle.
Tagovailoa, helmet comes flying off. Tua looking deep for Gesicki. He's got it. Mike Gesicki.
The whole world can throw the ball 5 yards over the middle.
Tua protected downfield. There's the rookie. Waddle.
The whole world can throw the ball 5 yards over the middle.
Tua eluding the pressure and going deep down the sideline. He has a man open and he's got it. 10, 5.
Oh me, oh my. I think I done fucked too many women from the 305.
Okay. Done, Chris. You just got killed. You just got murked. Done. And how done are you? This is how done you are. Let's start putting things into perspective, baby. Following Sunday, Tua, all right, in his past 3 starts since returning from the finger injury, leads the NFL in completion percentage, is 3rd in completions. He's tied for 5th in passing yards. He's tied for 6th in passing touchdowns. And he ranks 7th in passer rating. You want to go even further? If you go by his full stats right now, he is 2nd in completion percentage, 8th in QBR, 15th in passer rating, 15th in touchdown percentage, 17th in yards per attempt, and he's 6th in sacks. If he was a dink and dunk quarterback and there's 32 quarterbacks in the NFL, why isn't he 30, 31, or 32 in yards per attempt? Explain that. Tell me why. And in the month of November, ladies and gentlemen, let's even go even further because, I love it. I absolutely love it. If you look at the month of November, he is a top 5 quarterback in yards per attempt. So you tell me what's going on here. And if you look at on RPO, his yards per attempt is 11.7 yards per attempt. And nobody else is even close to that right now. No one even comes close to that yards per attempt on RPOs right now. He has a higher yards per attempt than Justin Herbert right now. Justin Herbert with the big cannon, the bomb that can throw the 60-yard bombs. He got more yards per attempt than them. So, you tell me what's going on. Because, just saying, Tua be eaten. Tua be eaten. It is what it is. All right, guys. I thought EM was going to come up here. I guess he's not going to come up here. I was going to open it up, but I'm already an hour and 20 minutes into here. I was going to open it up at like the 45-minute mark, but I went on my rants a little too much there. Shout out to everyone in the comment section. And officially, for the second time and the first two-timer ever, Chris Sims is the Jabroni of the week for his bad takes. Like, it is brutal. It is absolutely ridiculous. Chris Sims, you are the Jabroni of the week. Remember, this is the guy who had Sam Darnold as the 19th best quarterback on his rankings heading into the season. How's that working out? That is absolutely brutal, dying on that Darnold hill. Like, good luck. Yeah, he said that a while ago. I sent him the link a couple minutes ago. I haven't seen anything or heard from him. Oh, there he is. Yo, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. Just
I see you a little worked up today, bro. What's going on, man? What I miss?
Oh, I'm not worked up. That was a pretty good rant. That one's gonna get get some love. No, it's what I've been saying to you since last. The first time I said it to you was last week. I said when we were talking, and I'm just like, I don't get these people. Like, I brought up to you, and I just brought up for these people. I hate Austin Jackson. I hate Jesse Davis. I don't openly root against them. You know what I mean? Like, then again, they're living up to my evaluation, so I'm good. I don't have to openly root against them. But, my whole thing is people, whether it's you just don't like the kid, whether you're afraid of your evaluation being wrong, whether you're afraid of looking like an idiot by being out too prematurely on him, or whatever the case may be, being that miserable of an asshole to wake up on game day and root against players on your own team. Like, if it was Ben Roethlisberger with the rape accusations, I get it. If it was, some guy with some serious moral, like Watson, if he got found guilty, I get it. You know what I mean? Like I said, even if Watson was on my team right now, even with these allegations, I'd be rooting for him because he's innocent. I mean, I ain't gonna, unless you morally cross a boundary with me, I'm not. Why would I root against you? Because if you fail and the guys I don't like fail, my team's gonna fail. I'm trying to win. Like, we didn't like Rosen, right? Me and you did not like Rosen, but I said it multiple times. What did I say? I hope he proves us wrong. I said it all the time. I hope he proves us wrong. Because I just say, I don't care if it's Tua or Rosen, if they're black, purple, white, yellow, orange, whatever the color of their quarterback is, I just want to win. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't get how you can, like, and I said, God bless, God bless your wife and your family and those that are around you for putting up with that miserable of a prick. Because, I mean, I don't know what's wrong. Like, you don't like the player, cool. Like, Pete doesn't like, I know Pete doesn't like, and I'll straighten this. I know Pete doesn't like Tua, but I don't think Pete walks on a Sunday and roots for him to fail as much as he doesn't like Tua.
I do. No. I gotta be real. I gotta be honest. Completely honest. I think Pete roots for Tua. I think
because I'll say this: if you
number love, Pete. Number love, bro.
If you root for Tua to fail, I don't think you can call yourself a real fan, bro.
I would agree 100%.
Because that means you're waking up on game day, you're rooting for a player to fail, and if the quarterback fails, your team's gonna fail, bro.
I agree 100%. I do think, well, Pete, none but love, bro. But until you convince me otherwise, I do think Pete wakes up and, I think his disdain for Tua runs that deep.
Tua says he can't. Yeah, he says he can't stand to it. So I'm sorry, Pete. Love you, bro. But if the shoe fits, bro, you got to walk around in it, dude.
I don't get, man. You know me. We talked about this. We had this conversation multiple times, and I don't. If there are individuals, and I think obviously there are individuals out there that, that really, really, really harbor that level of disdain for Tua.
Buddy, and here's the thing. Everyone thinks we're just pointing to I got to straighten this out.
Uh-huh.
See, he says, I'm not rooting for Tua to fail. I just don't see Tua being our franchise guy. That's the issue. Okay, so anyways. So if you're not rooting him to fail and you're being honest, then okay, you don't fall into that. But if you're rooting for Tua to fail, then we got an issue. But anyways, people think we're just talking about YouTube EM too. I know you look at Twitter. Twitter is a cesspool for this, bro. Like, people need to realize this is, and I know you're on Facebook too. Facebook is a cesspool for this stuff too. It's not just YouTube, people. Let's straighten that out. But anyways, I want people to realize we're not just talking about YouTube here. But go ahead.
Yeah. It sickens me that if people that are really out there that harbor that level of disdain for Tua, and I mean, they, 99.9% of them hadn't even met Tua personally, don't know him from a can of paint. If you're deliberately rooting for him to fail, you're not a Dolphin fan. Because we all want, you might not like Tua, you might not like Tua's long-term projection, you might disagree with my evaluation, you might disagree with Reason's evaluation, you might disagree with BallGame evaluation. That's fine. But at the end of the day, we should all be united in terms of we want the best for every player, because that's going to enhance the product on the field. So these idiots out here that have agendas and they want him to fail, it's ridiculous. It is so upsetting to me. It's just ridiculous, bro. I agree 100%. They need to stop. They need to stop spewing that hate, bro. It's ridiculous. Let the kid present himself the best way, in the best of his ability. See if he can present himself as our franchise quarterback. Because again, if he does, that's the best scenario for the Dolphins. The absolute best scenario for the Dolphins is for us to hit on Tua. That way, we don't have to trade for another player. We can keep all of that draft capital and free agency money and just build around him. And we have him on a rookie deal for the next 3 years. That's the best case scenario. But at the end of the day, Tua has to earn it. He has to earn it. Brian Flores has taken this approach to every single player on this roster. I am not giving you anything. You are going to earn everything that you get from him. And I love that approach. That's the approach I take in terms of my own personal evaluations with every single player on this roster. You might, and for those idiots out there, I'm sorry if you don't like that. If it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. But I can only be real. I can only be 100. I can only keep it 1,000. Period. So just let him develop. Give him the rest of the year. We know what's coming in the offseason, bro. We all know what's coming. But at least we should all be responsible to him and just give him the chance. And who knows if it's a foregone conclusion that he can't convince them otherwise to abandon that Watson narrative.
I think these people aren't being objective, bro. They're being subjective.
Absolutely.
Being subjective because
clearly.
They don't want to look wrong or whatever the case may be.
Clearly. Just bro, we know what's coming in the offseason. Just give him the chance to present himself. Who knows? We'll see. Now, at the end of the season, if he falls on his face, he doesn't meet expectations, okay, fine. But at the end of the day, man, at least for the rest of the year, bro, all of this going back and forth is, Watson, Tua, Flores, Grip, just let the kid. And again, we could wind up making the playoffs, bro.
Yeah.
If we went out. So just let him. For all you people, if you're on the fence of you don't want Tua, that's fine for football-related issues, that's fine. But again, just let the kid try to present himself as our franchise quarterback, because ultimately that's the best scenario for this team. But he's got to earn it, though. He's got to earn it, period.
Which he's doing right now, I think.
Yeah, and credit to him, bro. We talked about this several times, multiple times, bro. I got nothing but respect with his approach. You heard Brian Flores talk about his additional preparation that he's been putting in. You're seeing the results on the field. So again, any other quarterback, if I was a quarterback of Miami Dolphins and they took this approach with me, for entertaining the idea of trading for another player, bro, I would say the first thing, trade me, get me the hell up out of here. But he didn't do that. He just put his head down, he hung onto his face, and he put his head down and he went to work. And you see the results on the field. So again,
well, he responded. He didn't cower. He didn't cower from
nothing. Nothing. Everybody, the whole world, me included.
The
whole world, me included, Me included.
Hey, don't put me in there. But
Me included.
But here's my thing.
I'm talking about calling for the trade.
I know, but here's my thing right now. Okay, not only did he respond, okay, like on the field to that, but you look at it, he's the best fourth quarter quarterback since 1994. He's one of the best red zone quarterbacks since 1994 when you go by statistically. Like we're like that's an era where like Young and Marino were around. They were still around, right? And like you look at this guy is clutch. I don't know what else to say. Like he doesn't let bull crap get to him, and he responds. And then in game, again, if he makes a mistake, he doesn't let it get to him. He responds. Or if you just say if he hasn't made a mistake, but you say, "Yo, we need to go get 7," or look at what he did against the Patriots. Yeah, we got the ball back because of the fumble recovery, but look at how if he didn't audible out of that run and hit DVP on that slant, do they get the ball back again?
Probably not.
Probably not.
What's good, fellas?
Ball game. What's good?
Man, I feel like it's hectic right now. But reason you said so many things tonight, man, that privately I've been talking to you about for months, man, that I voiced my opinion so much over on the other show we do at Richmond, man, to the point that it really makes you feel like, what the hell do these people like? Have we been that organization that's been stuck in mire so long that they can't even allow themselves to even see the possibilities? Like, you two both know. I mean, I was adamant about not wanting a quarterback when we was over there on TD's platform and we were talking about it. But I even forced myself to go back because I always said, and I stick by it, man, the quarterback position is the most dependent position in football. And over and over again, Sunday go in, Sundays come, Sundays go, Saturdays even. That point is proven over and over again. But when you have a special talent, when you have someone that possesses some intangibles that you just can't ignore, you have to go back and look at it and evaluate it for what it truly is. And I did that, and then for me to actually come back to the table and say, damn, I see it. I see what you guys are talking about. Even after the whole point, my thing was just let him get past the injury, man. Let him fully be healed. And then, what I'm saying, I think he'll return back to the form in which what made me actually say, oh, I see what they were talking about. If I can go through that process, a guy that don't even give 2 shits about really a quarterback, I think everybody should be able to do it. But then you got these people that are just so dug in, bro. It's just, and they've said so much negative out there. And you're right, Reed. They've said so much negative stuff to the point that they can't. It just chaps their ass to the point that they have to come back to the table and say, you know what, I was wrong. And for you to be that dug in my opinion, you're not really a fan. I'm sorry, because it's supposed to be the logo over the individual player anyway. And if the player shows up and plays their ass off for you, at some point you're supposed to turn back and look over your shoulder and be like, damn, maybe I was wrong. You know what I mean? And just get on board with the process.
And also, ball game and reason. It's not. I want to address the other side of the coin as well. I want to address those idiots that are taking the approach of just that stay in their quote unquote their feelings, and for their personal feelings for Tua, they want to just be so quick to anoint him and say he's this and that without him earning on the field. There's the flip side of that coin as well. You got the haters, but you also got those idiots on the other side of the fence as well. So my issue with both sides is
you got the overcritical crowd, you got the overrated crowd.
Exactly. You got those idiots that stay in their feelings. All they want to be. They're so quick to anoint him when he hasn't earned it yet. And that's any player, if not just Tua. If you take that approach with Myles Gaskins or Jalen Waddle or Raekwon Davis, bro, it's the same. It's the same application, and it needs to stop. You need to just call it. Be in the middle. Just call it down the middle, plain and simple. So it goes both ways.
I think it's a great time to be a Dolphin fan, man. When you think about the possibilities, you think about, for me, from a football standpoint, we were veteran. We had a lot of veterans on this team last year. Got rid of those guys, let them walk, and had concerns about that. And the fact that this team is actually in a position to potentially even win the same number of games or more that they won last year, or at least match what they did last year and be in the same position again, being as young as they are, I don't think I know for a fact people don't understand how significant that is in the NFL because that's unheard of. That's unprecedented. You don't have this much youth and this much turnover in the coaching staff and bringing new players in and have kids out here performing in the NFL the way they're doing without them figuring this. The entire process in itself is unfolding right in front of us, which is what I wanted to see, the entire process. It's easy to go out and grab somebody else's commodity and bring them in and plug and play. But when you are home growing your own talent, that's how when you look back at the true essence of the teams that dominated eras, that's how they did it.
Yeah.
They kept it in-house and they built through their own processes. And I can appreciate that because I don't give a shit what anybody call me. I'll be 50 in March. I'm an old school head. I like old school concepts. I like things that, well, no matter how they're tested against time, they hold up. Right?
And look at how many quarterbacks we've signed or traded for. When you talk about like the Trent Greens, when you talk about Dante Culpeppers, and even when you look at like all the different positions with the Dolphins, because I know we're all long-term Dolphin fans here. BallGame obviously the longest of us. When has a big ticket item ever worked out for us? Never. Like
I would agree.
It never works out for us. Like Brandon Marshall, boom.
Yep,
you know what I mean? Mike Wallace, bam. People forget Darnell Ellerby.
Oh, damn.
You know, people forget Darnell Ellerby.
I forgot about that one.
Remember he filled in for Ray Lewis, and we all thought he was a sure bet because Ray Lewis only took back over when he sprayed the antler spray on his arm. And Dominican Sue.
Sue. Damn.
Like it's always been homegrown that's worked out for us.
I think the only one that actually worked out was what, Ricky Williams?
That's it.
Yeah, Ricky
and we all and Ricky and we didn't, you know, Ricky had it with his extracurricular off the field activities. We couldn't maximize that trade. You know,
one time it does work out. We only get him for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like there was still a hitch with it, even when it worked out. Like
yeah.
So I mean, and look at the last time we got good quarterback play was a guy we groomed in house, and that was Tannehill.
Yeah.
And then before that was a guy we groomed in house was Marino, because I don't really think Fielder gave us. I think Fielder held us back in the long run, right? Like
Pennington
was good, but I think our fan base overrates Pennington because of the Wildcat.
But Pennington he was efficient though, but he just
his arm was water.
His arm was dead though. His arm was dead. He hurt his shoulder too, so it was a wrap.
Yeah.
If I may, Reason, can I give me one, just one for the day, bro? Real quick. Listen, just one. Let me just get one. Wow. This bitch, I'm gonna give him a little. I'm gonna give him a little. Just one. Just let me give me one.
Oh yeah.
So this Bishop Sycamore's finest, bro, talking about some. He's insinuating that when I'm on other platforms, specifically TDs, that I kind of sway my narrative with Tua. First off, that's some bullshit. Straight up. EM don't bite. EM don't change for nobody. EM
just lost a friendship in this community over Tua, so you don't even know what you're talking about.
I know, right?
Like legit.
Damn. Yeah. Damn. EM don't change for nobody. Now you can sit here and not like what I say. You might not like my delivery. I might get on your nerves, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, I keep it 1,000, bro. I've been consistent. I ain't gonna say the most, but I've been as consistent as anybody. From what I am seeing on tape. And always my evaluation is about what I am seeing on tape.
Can I ask you this then? Because people in the comments so Pete says EM keeps it 100. So let's keep it 100. And shout out to the people who named Philip Wheeler. That was another bad signing. And I agree with you, SJ. Joey Porter did have good 2 years. I can't believe I forgot him. I got both of his jerseys.
Yep, that's right.
And
that's right.
Brandon Albert was good, but he only gave us a year and a half and was like a shell of himself, right? Okay, so you keep it 100, all right? Let's put it this way. According to Pete, you keep it 100.
Keep it a bean.
I've never called Tua a franchise quarterback.
Never.
I've said he's shown me he's worth investing in because with the offensive line, I think he can be. Do you agree with that?
Facts.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, what you're seeing right now, especially this version we're seeing now. Now, early on in the season, I was highly critical. Going back to last year, I was highly critical of Tua. But why? Why was I critical of Tua? What did I say? I did not see. I said, and we both agreed, he's not the same athlete. So if he's not the same athlete pre-draft or your initial evaluation, he's an inferior version of himself. How can your evaluation remain the same if he doesn't get back to that peak physical form? Please explain that to me. It's not possible. So what I said going back to last year, before Nick hit, before all these other people, the private conversation I had with Reason.
You kept saying 16 games. 16 games. Let me wait till 16 games, and I'll make my judgment.
Exactly. And it was something wrong with him last year. And we know now once his people came out and confirmed that, right? Everybody called me a hater, labeled me a hater when I was coming out highlighting these things before I even knew who Nick was. But when he comes out and confirms the private conversation that we had in public, oh, now it's okay. But when Ian was highlighting these things, oh, I'm a hater, I'm labeled a hater. No, I'm gonna call it what I'm seeing on tape. And even now, this version of Tua, there's still work to be done. I know everybody is so quick and want to make him a top 10 quarterback, but no. Tua is leaving plays on the field. That's coming out of his mouth. He just said that yesterday.
Yeah, and we called him like he does. Here's the reality.
Every quarterback does.
Every quarterback does.
Exactly. And that's why I always say, bro, it's okay. This is 17 stars, man. He's developing.
In this summertime, so before even this year, some guys got into a beef on Twitter and it was over Tua missing reads, right? And the guy was like, yo, he's only 10 games in, right? And they're like, oh, you got to make those. So you know what the person responded with? I shit you not. He took one of those things where you can paste, like the collages where you can paste a bunch of different pictures in one. He pasted 6 pictures and circled Gronkowski of Brady missing him and not even looking at him when he's wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, see, and this is what I've been telling people.
Even the GOAT miss.
Bro, ball game, EM.
This
is what's crazy, okay? Okay, I'm going to, Hunter, keeping it a buck. Since I started in this in October 2019, the only 2 guys who ever told me privately and who I truly believe invested the time in this community for their evaluations watching film was EM and BallGame. That was I'm keeping it a buck. That's just when I entered this, that's the impression I was under. Okay, let's put it that way. All right.
It took a lot for it. Listen, hold
on a sec. So we go back to then. We go back all the way to 2019 now, and now then. So I'm just telling everyone these are the guys that I originally was watching film with, and trusting their eyes that when they watched their film or whatever. Okay, and you see how we've been completely honest, but just because some of our objective takes have been very positive about Tua, we've been called Tua stands or Tua or whatever the case may be.
Exactly, bro.
If people actually watch every episode, we show everyone, okay, Tua missed that read. Yep. Now, there's reads other people are saying he missed, but through the context of it, you're seeing that those people aren't understanding windows and how everything works, and that window wasn't there when he was starting to throw, et cetera, et cetera. So you're having like little conflictions going on and stuff like that. So, my whole thing is, listen, I've told people if my evaluation with this kid has to go somewhere else, that's fine. It's whatever. My evaluation, like every draft year, I evaluate over 100 players for this channel. Okay. Right. Not every player is drafted by the Miami Dolphins. So my evaluations still continue when these Jonathan Taylor in Indianapolis, Wirfs and Bucks, et cetera, right? And the same thing with you guys you really like, you really like that game. You still follow them, right? Because your evaluation, was I right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, we never let. Here's the thing, and if we're wrong, like, did I not go on Twitter and come up here and admit I was wrong about Jamar Chase? When Austin Jackson's first 6 weeks of last year before he fell off a cliff, did I not come up here and you were on the show, EM? Did I not say, guys, I think I might have to eat crow? Okay, I'll admit when my things are way off, and I know these two will too. I mean, they've proven it, right? Well, it just happens all the time. So people need to realize, listen, we just try to be objective. We just try to educate you. We just try to inform you.
That's
Guys,
It's like you
these
can't.
two guys, like me, I know they've been watching film since before we started talking. Okay? I know when it comes to misreads and quarterbacks, these two gentlemen up here with me, they've evaluated and they've watched quarterbacks from the college level since far before I knew them or we all knew each other, okay? They're notice how they're used to quarterbacks missing reads? Because it happens, bro. All these people that make these big deals about misreads, you know what you're just doing? You're telling on yourself that you've never evaluated quarterbacks before. It happens. No quarterback is flawless. Like, you look at JT O'Sullivan's latest breakdown. It's called Tua and the RPUA, right? And he talked about how they had that seam route where he missed Smythe, but then because he came to the read too late, it was the RPO, and he came back to Waddle underneath like the first play of the game, right? The first pass of the game or whatever, right? And you see that, and even his peripheral to see the seam, but to see that, like, that's a wide vision. That's a wide field vision. And JT O'Sullivan was like, dude, to have the vision to see like a seam route developing and like a route going outside the numbers, like, that's pretty impressive. You know what I mean? And the way he played it off, JT was actually, did you watch it? JT was actually
because it's outside the hash, man.
He was raving about his athleticism on the play.
And also, and again, he kept it objective because even when in one breath he praised Tua, but what did he say? What I need to see more from Tua is the consistency in terms of reading all three levels. That's what he said in that video. And that's all I've been saying about Tua going back at the start of the season. That's my biggest issue.
Why do you think Herbert's struggling right now and his yards per attempt is one of the lowest in the league? Because he's having to take the short stuff because he's being inconsistent on different levels right now.
Guess what?
Read
the short and intermediate.
Patrick Mahomes had the same issue.
Mahomes too.
Patrick Mahomes had the same issue. Patrick Mahomes had the same issue.
Yeah, man.
Same issue.
Dude,
that's the whole reason why that offense failed earlier in the year, because teams putting too high safety and they roll in the third to plug in the middle seam area or the buck drop area. The middle linebacker is dropping into that buck. And instead, they're extending from 15, going from 13 to 17. Some teams are actually extending their guy to run all the way to 21 to fill in that plug in between the two halves. So you ain't have nothing deep. So that's why he struggled reading now. But now he's back in the groove.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes until this year, he was viewed as the best of the best. And he struggled. He even talked going back to last year when we played them in their post-game conference, he gave him a compliment. He said, because I wish I was that disciplined I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. I wish I had that level of discipline in my game, especially early on in his career. And we now see he still struggles with that. He still struggles with that. So it's no easy feat when, it's disappointing when you hear, these casuals that criticize Tua and they just think they think it's easy to go out there and take this approach when you don't have a consistent running game to balance out what you're doing, bro. That's difficult, and teams know it every single week. But
look what Bishop. I know you don't like him right now, but Bishop Sycamore's finest. I forgot he said that. J.T. O'Sullivan said, "If this is how good Tua is now with room for improvement, Tua is going to be scary good as he grows."
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Well, then he just took exactly what I was just about to say.
Once you start adding progression-based stuff and start growing him.
All you do is add in a run game that can get you 4 yards of carry, and this shit's
it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Game. He's already thrown over 600 yards as in RPOs this year, but he's also averaging almost over 12 yards per attempt in the RPO, and no one's even close to him right now. Imagine if he had a running game.
Health permitting, if Tua
and
continues on his trajectory. If he continues on his trajectory, I mean,
look at we only were to rarely get it once in a while from Mac, but look at the new element of the offense that DVP came back, those sideline 50-50 throws, and that's chemistry and from working together and perform. Shout out to Nick Hicks. They got he's throwing with spot, and Parker just knows where he's throwing it. If that isn't trust and chemistry on display, I don't know what is, bro.
Give the man credit. he's starting to earn a lot of the praise that people are so eager to give to. He's earning it, and that's all we
wanted,
require.
though.
That exactly. That's my requirement for every player. Get out there and earn it, and he's doing that.
Boys.
And so again, let him take it game by game. We'll see at the end of the year when we collect all the data and analyze all the film, and we come to our conclusions at that point. But you like where Tua is? He's clearly trending up, bro. And we'll just see where this goes. Period.
Boys, if
We'll
you
see.
give me 2 veteran linemen, whether that's a guard or center, and you kick Dieter to guard, and give me a right tackle, and then you figure out that left tackle either with draft or free agency as well, and you give me a running back, and you go out and get me a veteran receiver like an Allen Robinson, and you splash.
Stop teasing me, bro.
By God, like if you get Trent Brown, if you came away, if Trent Brown, Ryan Jensen. And so your line right now is Trent Brown because he's a free agent, Robert Hunt, Jensen, Dieter at left guard, and then you draft or figure out a left tackle because I don't think Eichenberg or Jackson are the answer, and then you add Allen Robinson and you draft a running back, bro. Next year we are. Listen. I said this to you both privately. I'll say it again. The reason why you should want Tua to succeed too. Any quarterback we would have drafted. If this was Herbert, I would have been saying this. Burrow, whoever, okay? Jordan Love, I would have been saying this. Okay. The reason why is because we can put better pieces on the offense with that money in draft capital than we can investing a lot of it into one person. And really, especially when that position isn't the problem right now.
That's what I was always just saying. Stay the course. I felt like, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, he was going to show us exactly who he was, and that he could be.
Which is the most important thing. He's earning it now. So,
you guys think Greer's going to do this? I don't think Greer will let AJ and Liam be labeled bad picks. He won't address O-line. He's going to roll it back with the guys he picked.
No, I think they're going to invest. I don't think in terms of draft capital, there's enough youth on this line, bro.
If you're doing that, you better get a new offensive line coach, bro.
Here's a kicker.
I think the investment will be made in free agency.
Here's a kicker. I think they'll address it because there's nothing wrong with acknowledging that these kids are just not ready and bringing in some veterans to shore up the offensive line to not stall Tua's growth moving forward, and then those guys can come along later. Like there's no shame in Austin Jackson becoming a starter for us in year 4 once he's proven that he's actually stronger. Right?
I agree.
To me, they all still need to go through the same process Dieter went through. Dieter is who he is to us now. We love him for the fact that he actually put in the work, got his man strength, and now he's ready to actually be a full-time NFL starter. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with Jackson got drafted off of athleticism. That's it. He didn't have anything else that they could have banked on, and he's proven that. So now he's got to go back to the woodshed, take his lumps, sit him down for a while, work the technique angle, you know what I mean? Help him get stronger, get him with somebody to build his body the proper way for the NFL. And the same thing with Liam. There's no knock on them. We're not saying they can't be great guys down the line, but listen, go ahead and get you some vets.
Yeah. I want to see 35 to 40 million invested through free agency minimum on this O-line. No matter who's behind center, Tua or Watson or whoever they choose to bring in. I want $35 to $40 million investment, period.
That's how you prove you will. That's how you prove you're serious about giving this guy a chance to truly be, or whoever, a chance to truly, this offense a chance to truly be great. Right? I don't see the point. I don't see the problem with having a great defense and a great offense.
Yeah.
Why not? Hell, if you're gonna be, if you're gonna do it, just do it the best you can do it.
And now again,
you got the money to do it.
We talked about this the other day. Yeah, now's the time to do it, bro. You got an embarrassment of riches.
We're young as hell. All these
young. You got your foundation already established on this team. Now you go and you're going shopping for the icing. The cake has already been baked. You just need the icing on it. So, bro, this is the time to do it. You got to spend that money anyway.
Right.
You can't just sit and hoard money. You get penalized for that. So you have to spend 80% of your cap every year?
Yep.
So No, bro, now's the time to do it. And again, take the approach the Chargers took with Herbert. Take the same approach the Bengals took with if no matter who's back there, but especially if they're sticking with Tua, you want to surround him and give him every resource possible to facilitate his success, bro. That's what you need to do. That's what coaches do.
But I don't see anything wrong with protecting
your asset. It's your fifth overall pick. Exactly. You're paying $40 million and trading a bunch of picks for. Julian says, since we run so much RPO, which is run blocking, do you think we should prioritize run blocking over pass blocking? No, you should go to zone blocking.
Go to zone blocking.
Yeah.
Just get out of the way to the power gap and go to a zone blocking. Jerry Lawler has a comment of the night. He said, I just saw Will Fuller outside of my house. No, it was just Sasquatch.
Oh, he's saying he
Yo, I talked to someone. I was told that Will Fuller shattered the whole finger.
Really?
Yeah, and he had surgery, but that same person who told me that said, I don't know why they wouldn't put him out there and run him as a decoy.
What's the time frame?
So ain't nothing wrong with his legs.
I know it.
Are you hearing anything in terms of what's the time frame? I
don't even think he'll be back after the bye, bro.
Man.
I don't think he's coming back, dude.
Damn, man.
I told y'all. Man. People tried to drag me for reporting that he was contemplating not playing football anymore because he didn't want to be here, and
bro,
that man just stole a bunch of money from us.
$10 million, baby.
We in a damn. Every game is a playoff game, bro. We need every player.
And CT, who's in the sports medicine field. He said, "I told y'all months ago it doesn't take 10 weeks to heal one finger." I mean, we all saw what Russell Wilson's finger looked like, and he got surgery, and he's back throwing a football.
Right.
This guy went out and got like $2.5 million a catch from us.
I really would like to know what's going on with Will Fuller, bro. I mean, really, what is? I mean, we all remember that personal issue. He was dismissed for the team for personal reasons. What, a month ago? Yeah. Wonder what that was. I mean, what's going on there, bro? You know,
I told you that he was contemplating retirement. He doesn't. Apparently, he doesn't want to. He just doesn't. Like, there was a point in the season where you remember that PFN report about they reported that a player was contemplating retiring. That was about X.
Well, whatever.
I just don't think he wants to be here, bro. I think I was also told another story by someone, and I was told that basically he asked it came down to us in Green Bay, and he actually asked his agent for advice, and his agent said, if you want the money, go to Miami. If you want to win, go to Green Bay.
Yeah, I had a conversation with somebody earlier this week, and they were talking about he came here on the premise of the other guy being here, and that was the reason why. Although the finger thing happened, which was unfortunate, he really didn't have a desire to play. Yeah, it's way out for him. So,
well, I think I've always felt that way.
Jason Pierre-Paul got like a finger blown off, bro.
Right,
like,
and still,
clubbed it up and came back and produced
a lot. All them guys, man. If you really want to play, you figure out a way to play. There's all sorts of ways you can go out and still help your team. But
the reason what makes me believe he might be contemplating retirement is because he ain't getting anything but like a veteran minimum next year. There's no way a team's paying you next year now after you pulled this when you already had durability concerns.
Right.
People aren't. And if the word is in the inner circles that you weren't playing because you expected Watson to come here, that's going to kill you even worse in coach's eyes.
So Dolphin, ain't it? It's so Dolphin-esque, though, ain't it?
But look at that team fell apart. Like Zach Cunningham, apparently he got cut because he was showing up late, like discipline issues. They kept disciplining him. He was like not invested, I guess, because of all of his boys are gone, right? JJ, Bernard, Drake, Will, and Deshaun. So he was just like, yo, I'm out on this.
Checked out. He clearly checked out.
I can't believe that, bro. We didn't even put in a waiver.
I know, man.
Yeah, when EM sent me that,
the guy has a $250,000 cap hit on the rest of the season. Howard cleared up over $3.5 million for us, so it ain't money. And because they restructured his deal already, he's only set to be a hit of $900,000 next year.
27 years old too.
And now we got to face him.
Yeah.
And look at the heavy run teams we have with New Orleans, with Tennessee, with obviously New England, bro. We could use that linebacker depth, man.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially for the Patriots game, I would have had him in the Patriots and the Saints. Kamara,
and you bring him in. He's from day one, he's your best interior linebacker, bro. Period. It ain't even close.
Maybe they must have been so I don't know, man. Something must have. I know Omar hinted to it on Big O with Bernardrick McKinney, and he said it was something deeper there. I don't know what was going on, but maybe they didn't like whatever went down with Bernardrick and it turned them off.
Maybe.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
Maybe.
How the hell could you not put in a claim for a 26 going on 27-year-old? He's 26 right now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what.
And I'm not saying he could have potentially been the long-term solution, bro. Jack Cunningham has been a productive player in this league.
Dude, you know
for a minute.
Again, what does that do? Listen, here's the thing. If you sign your right tackle, you sign your center, you sign a wide receiver, and then you would have claimed Cunningham. Look at the flexibility I just gave us, because we know how the defense is almost.
So now you ain't got to go into
we could have taken a running back in the 20s and none of us would have blinked.
I know, right?
None of us would have blinked. We'd have been like, what else is there to do other than depth?
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on there, bro.
They better not, because they got the money again, they better not set themselves up or they're frantically
fucking spending.
Well, no, when draft time comes, frantically trying to fill holes because they didn't spend properly. What I don't like they do is sometimes they make luxury picks. Like Noah was a luxury pick at the time, right? Don't make your luxury picks. Like, I'm sorry, you can't do that. Like, bang, 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 get them done. Like, I'm sorry. This O-line needs to be fixed. This running game needs to be fixed. And think about it. What are we going into next year? Matt Collins is a free agent, I'm pretty sure, isn't he?
Yeah.
So we're going in. The only guys under contract in the receiver core are who? Waddle, Bowden, Merritt.
Yeah, you don't need wide receiver help, man. That's it. Kirk, Bowden, Waddle, and
if Drake London falls in the second round, if you're looking for a receiver, a big-bodied guy,
because here's the beauty of it, though, right? Here's the beauty of it. Let's still have so much draft capital that we can move some stuff from next year to this year if we need to.
That is true.
To be able to move up and get just about whatever they want.
That is true.
As long as they,
I apologize, Parker.
Oh yeah, Parker. Yeah, as long as they satisfy grabbing essential pieces in free agency, the right ones in free agency, they can go into the draft and do whatever the hell they want.
Let me ask you guys: would you cut Parker and use that money towards a big ticket receiver?
I would rather. This is what I would do.
I ain't keeping him
because I like Michael Gallup, and I think you can get him for
I ain't keeping him, bro. He's not reliable enough. He gotta go, EM.
I think Allen Robinson. If we're going big ticket,
but
Robinson
look, I get it. I understand. I understand. I get it. But
Tannehill got up out here. He got to get up out of here too.
I understand, but his contract though is, okay. You could live with his, durability issues for $6 million, bro. You can live with it. And also again, I mean, he's a veteran. I mean, we've seen what he is when he's on the field, bro. What he can be. So I'm just saying, if you keep him, go out and be aggressive, either the draft or free agency. But I just think Parker, he's just 20. He'll be 28 next year, right? Just ride with him one more year. He's not on a big deal. You're not paying him 10, 12, 13 million. So you know what I mean? Those are peanuts.
You putting Parker at the X, Gallup at the Z, and playing Waddle in the slot.
Well, I mean, however you choose, whatever the deployment is, I just want his presence in that locker room, in that wide receiver room. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Parker, he's
I don't
proven
see
he's a
them.
team. He's proven he's a
Go
team
draft
guy.
another
Okay,
receiver.
so I see IT respect. I love Jameson Williams. I talked about him earlier.
We won't be able to get him.
Yeah, we're not going to get Jameson Williams or Garrett Wilson because I saw Garrett Wilson.
Bad teams, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think we're drafting a receiver in the first.
Nah, not again.
There's no way they're drafting another receiver in the first, so they're not going to get it. That's why I said Drake London, because of the injury might fall to the second. Like, you know what I mean? I could see something like that. Jahan Dotson. The problem, I like Jahan Dotson from Penn State, but he's like 5'9", 5'10". Like, I think he's 5'9", actually. You know,
well, let me ask you.
I want to receiver with side. Like, I like Treylon Burks, but he won't be there. Treylon Burks will go in the first.
So your target would be the skill set that you would look for to complement Waddle would be a big body guy. Reason.
Yeah.
Or it's just I see.
Like, I think the perfect guy, and I know BallGame, you watch a lot of USC football, don't you?
I do.
I think the perfect guy would be, honestly, to complement him, Drake London, 6'5", 210 pounds.
He is.
The guy put up over 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns on 88 receptions this year. I mean, and let's be honest, Slovis didn't take the step forward a lot of us expected Slovis to take.
If it wasn't for dude.
Yeah. I think that's what I'd be looking for. I'd be looking for my X. You're looking for an X, right? Because shout out to Florida Born. He says, if the free agency fix the O-line and get a wide receiver about the draft Stingley Jr. for X replacement, and maybe Noah can be Byron Jones replacement. That's interesting. Stingley will be gone though, brother, by the time we pick. You might be looking at a guy like Sauce Gardner by the time we pick.
What if what if they make an investment in Mac Hollins, man? He's that big body guy. I think at this point I think he's faster than what Parker is right now.
He's a complimentary guy. He's not.
You like Rambo?
I like him. He's okay.
Y'all give me 1 second.
He just declared too, right? I think he's declared.
Yeah.
You know what I like out of Purdue? David Bell.
Oh, I love that kid.
That kid's a goddamn monster, bro.
Yeah.
If no one checked him out, check him out. David Bell is a beast, man. But again, he's 6'2", 210.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he had 1,286 yards.
He can play the position. I mean, some of these guys, like, if you think about it, though, like, what we ask guys to do in the offense, right? Like, traditional, I just think the big bodies, some of the big bodies, the 6'4", 6'5" guys, they can, I mean, teams are kind of moving away from them guys. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we could stick with that, though, because of how much stuff we do. You really only need one 50-50 guy on your roster, though. The
That's
other
what I'm saying. And I'm under the impression DVP is not going to be back, and they might not pay Gesicki.
Right. So
if we're going for speed, like then it's I would. Man, imagine if we got Jameson Williams and paired him with Waddle. Oh my God! And that guy, he's 6'2", 198.
Right. Yeah.
I
wonder how fast he is.
Let me see if I can find. I can probably find a high school time. Give me a sec. Probably find one. He ran a 4.4 in high school.
Yeah, he's faster than that now. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
That
John Dotson's is a blazer.
Yeah, I like Dotson too.
And he's a big time.
There's a lot.
He ran the 4.33 too.
And Dotson's a big high point catch guy, man. He'll go up and get it. In traffic, he don't have a problem playing out there. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't know how he's going to do that in the NFL when, I'm really interested to see how he's going to be measured because I've seen 5'9", I've seen 5'11", I've seen 5'10". It's another one where I don't know what it is.
I think he's closer to like maybe 5'10" and a half. But
yeah,
the hops are real though.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah,
and he's had bad quarterback play, and he's like performed.
Still performing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's a beast. It's a good receiver class, man. It's not as good as the last two, but it's like right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think the difference is with this one is that the value and what you will get from these guys is going to be in the middle rounds. right? You don't necessarily have to go out in the first round to try to grab a guy because there's going to be solid guys all the way throughout in the middle rounds, and then you won't feel like you got cheated if you take a guy in the third round because technically he's got second round talent. But the way, they're not the flash guys and the names of the guys previous in the last two drafts, but these guys are solid. They'll all be solid contributors, and there'll be maybe one or two that'll jump out the screen. You know what I'm saying, on Sundays consistently, but for the most part, they'll be solid. I'll be solid. I think they all will wind up probably being solid.
I want a running back in the first 2 rounds. I'm tired of this.
Shit, you said that. I ain't been standing around walking down in the middle of the night pissed off about.
I kind of want my guy out in I've officially labeled him my man crush, Kieran Williams out of Notre Dame.
Yeah,
that guy does everything: blocks, catches, runs.
Kid out of Minnesota.
Ibrahim.
Yeah. I like him too.
He's like, and you could get him in like the mid rounds probably. You get him in the day 3.
I'm just sick of. I just want us to stop bringing in guys from the 7th round and undrafted. Like, go ahead and spend a pick on a guy that or has proven like he's that guy.
Well, I thought we were the Patriot way. Last I checked, the Patriots,
fuck that shit, bro.
They drafted Sony Michel in the first round.
They did, right?
Damian Harris in the 3rd. They drafted Ramondre Stevenson in the 3rd. Like,
so all of this bargain basement.
Justin, I don't think Breece Hall gets to the 2nd round, bro.
No, not even.
It's going to be the same thing. You're going to see guys in the 20s start going in the mid 20s, and then they'll all be all the top 3, top 4 will be gone by the time the 30s are done.
Right.
That's what's exactly going to happen. So I don't know, man. I need a running back. Like, I'm tired of this. I'm sorry.
And I don't believe there's many free agent ones that are going to be available either, right? Like,
I actually haven't checked them out.
We should fucking what would Kareem? What would it take to get Hunt, man? At this point,
never mind. I'll give you a name. Hold on a sec. Miami RW. What about the lineman out of Minnesota, Daniel Fallell? He's a beast, man. I love that kid. Logan, I like Kenneth Walker.
House, bro.
I love Kenneth Walker, but we're not going to draft him because he can't block.
Can't block.
So he'll go high. What did you ask me on BallGame?
Yo, what?
Kareem Hunt, bro.
Man.
I think the move is James Robinson.
Oh yeah, from Jacksonville,
bro. He looks clearly disgruntled over being benched after that fumble.
Yeah,
and I think, Urban Meyer's been trying to replace him. Like, he drafted Etienne, then Etienne got hurt. Then they've been trying to replace him with Carlos Hyde whenever they can.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
James Robinson, bro.
We ain't gonna get no. I don't understand that. The guy had a phenomenal year, and then you come in just because he was undrafted. You don't.
And
respect
he's not your guy.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I need James Robinson would be, and you could probably get him on the cheap.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be asking for a 1st or a 2nd. You know what I mean? So, anyways. What's up? EM's back.
Hang on. I'm going to kill this dog, bro. Hang on 1 second, bro. Hang on.
Live murder on YouTube. Yo, am I crazy for thinking Tua Tagovailoa is playing like a top 15 quarterback right now?
No, but that's what we needed him to be. That's why I said, right? If he for me, it was anywhere between anything 17, 17 and under, right?
Hovering around 15.
Hovering around 15, then I'm sold, because that means that he's better than half the quarterbacks in the league. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you really need, man, because at this point, right, it's just about filling in the holes and making the pieces around him better, because his projection, I mean, he's clearly not – I don't see a regression from him. I don't see him even there's nothing that indicates to me that he's going to regress at this point. So if they do the due diligence and improve the pieces around him, we could possibly see exactly everything we've been hoping for the last 20 years, which is the Dolphins be consistently a team that can go out and just win games, man, and make this move to get into the playoffs and be there consistently. Because that's going to be a process too. You don't just get into the playoffs and then win a Super Bowl. You got to win the wild card round.
See, but here's the thing,
win the division round. You know what I mean?
If he's hovering around, or he is giving you top 15 play right now. Imagine if you actually had a good offensive line and running game. What he'd be giving you right now?
Well, then he'd be top 10 because all the statistics are right there for him to grab them. 5G, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Somebody, and they don't like Kareem Hunt comes in at 5'11", 216 pounds, almost 220. Myles Gaskin on a good day with extra tape is probably about 192, right?
Yeah.
It's a big difference. There's a big difference in that 15, 17, 18 pounds that Hunt, but Hunt's built different. When you look at him, you look at him like, damn, that's a running back. You look at Myles Gaskin, you be like, oh yeah, you could play running back, but he might be a slot receiver. You know what I mean?
What's Hunt's age? About what, 27?
He is
27 next
26.
year?
I think he's 26 going on 27.
His birthday is August 6th of next year.
In Little Fournette a free agent as well?
Bro, I don't know if you heard it. I think he wants out. I would target James Robinson because him and Urban Meyer are clashing right now. Trevor Lawrence had to go talk to the coaches. They benched James Robinson last week or the week before because he fumbled. And they benched him, and Trevor Lawrence talked to the media and said that he had to go talk to the coaches because James Robinson is one of their best offensive players and there's no reason he shouldn't be on the field. Dude, Urban Meyer has been trying to replace James Robinson since the offseason. That's why he drafted Etienne. He's been trying to give the job to Carlos Hyde. It's been coming out of Jaguars camp since training camp. Like, for some reason, Urban Meyer doesn't like James Robinson. I don't know what it is.
I haven't heard that at all, bro. That's the first time I've heard that.
Dude, and then James Robinson was on a local Jacksonville TV station after the game, like a day after the game, and he basically straight up said he's not happy. Like, he basically said he didn't understand why they benched him and all this stuff, and
those fumbles happen. I mean, I can see if the dude's fumbling every week, but one fumble, that's BS.
It's got to be something else going on
deeper
there.
than that.
Yeah, there's something going on there. Sure. I don't know what it is, but when Trevor Lawrence has to go to bat for you,
especially publicly.
He's gonna want out, and he's only got 1 year left, right? Because they signed him as a UDFA, so he's a free agent after next year. So that's who I would trade for because I think Urban wants him gone. I think you could get him for a reasonable price. Kareem, they might try to still squeeze you a bit because he means something to them. Because Nick Chubb, right? Because Nick Chubb has been getting hurt the past couple of years. So, I don't know. I love Kareem Hunt. You know who the one is, bro? The one that I remember back in the I talked about trade packages for X. And I did a show like my top trade packages. And one of them was a first and Tony Pollard for X.
From Dallas.
Oh, have you seen what Tony Pollard did this year? Oh, my God. I would have been fucking. If we would have got a first and Tony Pollard for Xavier Howard, oh my God.
I got killed for making that statement. And I was talking to a friend of mine. He was like, "What?"
He's their best running back.
Yeah,
and then Pollard goes out in that one game and then
has the kick return and then starts running man. Bro, he's a beast. And people go back and watch the show. People in my chat, some people didn't even know who he was, bro. Like, they wouldn't a first and a backup. That's not enough. And I'm like, I thought about all those people when I watched that game. I was like,
no disrespect to Zeke, but he's clearly, he's slowing down. Zeke's body is not, he's not
taking care of it, eh?
No. Zeke loves that party life, bro.
And now you can't get Tony Pollard because now they know his value. In the offseason, you might have been able to do it. Now you won't be able to get that guy.
No.
Yeah, I'm shocked by Zeke breaking down. Him and Saquon. Think of it. The last big guys to go in the top 15, Gurley, Saquon, and Zeke, their bodies are broken down on them.
I think the Giants in that transition from Eli to where they are now, they put way too much on Saquon, man.
Yeah,
they broke him.
Yeah.
Would y'all entertain? If the price is right, would you entertain bringing Saquon in? I know reason you and I talked about this before. For the right price now, and if you bring him in, you're not asking him to carry the rock 400 times. He'll be, deployed in that running back by committee approach.
Would you trade a third for him, or would that be too much? Isn't that crazy how we're actually contemplating
I know,
that?
right?
Think about that.
I know, right?
I can't even answer that.
If you would have asked us that 3 years ago,
It's
that would have
crazy.
been a
I know,
steal.
right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love
Same with
Saquon.
Christian McCaffrey. Body breaking down,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I'd
I love
for McCaffrey
Saquon.
in a freaking heartbeat, bro. I
Yeah,
would trade
yeah.
a third. I would say, where do I sign?
It'd be interesting to see what Carolina does with him in the offseason, though, because that's another season
I
lost
think
to
he's going to be
injury.
part.
Trade package,
I
baby.
think he's going to be part of their package for Watson.
Yep.
It'll give Davis Mills the run game because I don't know if you heard they named Davis Mills a starter now for the rest of the season. So you'll give Davis
really?
Mills the running back, and then they'll go and it gives them some name value to the team offensively, right? I know they want defensive pieces too. So think of it. You know what they're setting up for, eh? You know what they're setting up for? They're going to give them a CJ Henderson or someone as well. Because they got too many names back there. They got J.C. Horn, C.J. Henderson, and Stephon Gilmore. So one of those guys is going to be part of it. I'm telling you right now. And they got Jeremy Chin, so they'll be good as their safety. So they'll be okay with giving away one of those secondary pieces.
They might be one of they might not want to hang on to Stephon Gilmore, though. He's going to be 33 next year.
They might bring him back on the cheap.
Yeah.
Layover to for whoever they get rid of, right?
But I would definitely entertain Saquon. Third round pick reason. You know what? I'm gonna close my eyes and pull the trigger.
Sign you up.
I'm gonna do that because he's still young. You know, he'll be an additional year removed away from that injury.
You want the move? So, Ronnie just nailed it. I'm gonna add to it. Trade Byron or X and replace him with J.C. Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. The Dolphins
How
should
stupid
have,
are people for not putting
drop
in
off.
That second round tender, bro? I was like, what are the Dolphins doing?
You're not going to find.
Oh my god!
I doubt they would. I doubt they would have took it from us though.
Absolutely, I thought Flores would have been all over that, bro.
We probably would, but I doubt Bill would have sent him to us, bro.
He would have had a choice. They put the tender already out there for anybody to sign. You didn't have a choice. No,
yeah, but don't they have a chance? They have a chance to match, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Flores would even. Yeah, like
they would have matched it. Do you think they're going to pay him? They're going to pay him. They have to. They paid Gilmore.
I don't know, man. I saw something the other day. It was on YouTube, and I don't know, man. Quietly, bro.
If they
quietly, Bill is like, I don't know, man. I don't know if we're gonna be, we're gonna give you that Stephon Gilmore contract. So I don't know, bro. But I would definitely
trade Byron tomorrow and sign JC and put him up with X. And
what, bro? What if we had all three of them, bro? Oh,
yeah,
all three of them. Oh my god!
The only players we put on the field because they cost.
We can only dream, bro. We can only dream.
Oh my god, bro! You talk about the best secondary ever.
Ronnie said that's the talk around Boston Sports Radio that they're not going to re-sign him.
Yeah, I heard that, bro.
He said they're trying to franchise tag him and trade him.
Wow.
Brian Flores, Mr. Flores, are you listening? Chris Greer, are you listening? Now's the time to do those, to make those type of moves, bro.
J.C. Jackson, huh?
Oh, and if some way we can keep Byron X and J.C., bro. Oh, my God. Ball game. You talking about, historically great, bro. You talking about a no-fly zone.
All we need is...
We need a middle linebacker more.
Yeah, I give him that. He's right.
Yeah.
He thought it up for a second.
I love my secondary, but we need a middle linebacker more, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
We gotta get that.
I can dream, Ken. I cannot dream, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's some decent ones in this draft. You think that's where they're gonna go?
I hope so.
First?
Use those assets.
I hope so.
Go get your guy, bro. Go get your guy.
I hope so.
Because I heard they loved Devin Lloyd. I heard that from someone close to the team.
The Dolphins?
Yeah,
really?
Out of Utah.
Yeah.
I heard they loved him. So that's from someone that I know is connected to the team.
Interesting.
So, and he had a huge in that championship game Utah was in. He was huge for them, bro. He balled out.
That's how you.
So
That's how you make sure you stay right at the top of the.
That Georgia defense, though, they got so many like Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis.
Bro.
I feel like that. I honestly feel like they'd fall in love with Jordan Davis and just run like a 4-3 with like him and Raekwon in the middle and just be like, "Yo, run against us."
No, right.
You know what I mean?
Good luck with that. Good luck with that one. Oh, well, at least if you're hearing that reason, hopefully that's accurate. At least they're acknowledging this could be the end of that Jerome Breaker experiment. You know, at least him being
Davin too last year, right?
Just put him back. Just put him in leave him in a space where he can thrive, and then add to it, and then you have the best of all the flexibility you need. You know what I mean? That to me is the ultimate move for them to create the ultimate defense. If they truly want that,
he's kind of they use him more on the outside in Utah, so you'd have to kind of like Nakobe Dean's more the interior guy. I also like Brandon Smith out of Penn State. I think people are sleeping on him, but I like those kids out of I like Henry Tutu or whatever Tutu, and I like Christian Harris. Christian Harris is the inside linebacker at Alabama. Yeah, there's a couple guys, but I heard they really like Devin Lloyd. That's what I'm hearing. So,
well, there go those picks in next year's draft. You know,
would you guys flirt with? I know me and EM have talked about it, but let's talk the ballgame about this. Would you flirt with AVG in the middle?
Sure.
I think I've been, bro.
I'm not opposed to it.
We've been talking about this for a year and a half now, bro. I don't get why they just will not move him. Well, I get, it kind of. Well, I just don't know why they won't make that move, bro. Because you can always, if you need somebody to spell, well, I think they would. But if you make that move now, if they're going to keep Ogba on the interior primarily, I mean, what other options do you have on the outside? Yeah. So that's why I said if you're going to move Ogba to that primary edge role, you can slide AVG on the interior primarily and just have him, kind of spell those guys when needed. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I would, bro. I think.
Look at this comment, EM.
Hey, let me hold up.
Y'all know who was also a hated quarterback, but is a franchise quarterback?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that ironic that we were just talking about that today?
Bro, no quarterback has made more money than Kirk Cousins, bro.
If Tua winds up, I heard somebody make a comparison.
Sinister says Kirk Cousins doesn't get the credit he deserves.
He doesn't.
I used to think he's blah of him, but he's been consistent a good while now.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is excellent. I remember they tried to make a comparison of Tua to Kirk Cousins, and they were kind of they were saying in a negative way, bro. If Tua winds up giving us Kirk Cousins level production for his career, bro, I'm signing up for that all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Period. Kirk Cousins, I'm a Kirk Cousins fan, bro. And if you look at skill set, they're very similar in terms of arm strength. I think Tua's a better athlete, than what Kirk Cousins is, but very similar players, bro. Kirk Cousins, bro, put some respect on that man's name, please.
And the difference between Kirk Cousins and the difference between Tua is I've already gone over the fourth quarter stats and stuff. Tua's clutch. Cousins, that's his knock.
That's the knock on Kirk.
Yeah.
That's the difference between them. Tua looks like he's going to be more clutch than what Cousins has been.
He will throw that.
But they're very comparable in my opinion. So I'm a Kirk Cousins fan, bro.
And if you would have redone that draft, Kirk Cousins would have been a top 10 pick.
Oh, for sure. He probably, to be honest with you, I think Russ would have went behind Luck, and then he would have went third behind Russ. Because are you picking Tannehill over him? No. Are you picking RG3 over him? No. No.
Yeah.
He'd been the third quarterback off the board, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. That's good. And in nowadays, he would have third quarterback off the board would have been third pick off the board.
Yeah.
So he might have gone higher than Tua if you did the redraft, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah. I just thought that was interesting because they were mentioned in the comments because we were talking about it earlier today.
Yeah.
So yeah, boys. Anything else you want to talk about? Like, I want to ask you about this before we do anything here. Gesicki. I don't know if you guys saw the opening of my show when I was talking about Gesicki, but I was going over the numbers of everyone now. The rumor is he wants between 11 and 13 million per year. I said I'd give him 3 years, 30 to 33 million guaranteed, with a incentive base to get up to his 13 per year at 39 million, right? I'll give you an incentive. Okay, but here's the thing. This is why I cringe when he starts talking about 12, 13, 14, 15 million a year. Is if you were to pay him 11 million, that would make him the 23rd highest paid receiver in the NFL. Okay. And the reason why I'm saying that is because he's only used in line so far this year 5% of his snaps have come in line. 60% of in the slot, over 30% in the on out wide. Okay. Now, for example, Darren Waller has 643 yards right now. Gesicki has 642. 50.2% of Waller's snaps have come in line. And he's produced more yardage, okay? Like Kelsey, he's been in line over 25%. Mark Andrews, over 23%. Okay? All these guys are over 23%. You know, Kittle, over 25%. There's Gesicki at 5%. And, you know, even if you were to franchise tag him, the league has to make the designation, right? It doesn't come down to you, it's the league. They look at usage, he will come out as a slot receiver. Now, do you think as a receiver, just as a receiver, tight ends and wide receivers included, do you think he's in and around the 25th best ball catching receiver?
I would say no.
No.
Plus, he gets erased easy.
Because 11 is 23rd. 11 would make him the 23rd highest paid receiver. If you gave him his 13 million, he would be the 5th highest paid tight end.
No, bro. That he's on the sideline too much, bro. Too much.
Yeah, I can't trust you.
No
I can't trust
way.
you in the run game. I can't trust you.
No. That is no, bro. I'm not paying
11
him.
million I'm okay with. When we start talking about 12, 13, 14, 15
but
million,
even 11.
11 though, bro.
But even 11 though.
You completely off the field when I need you for the run game.
The reason why I'm okay with it though is because he's been our only reliable guys, and I know at the catch point, he can be elite when his mind's in the game. I don't know what's been going on with him lately.
It's not a knock on his abilities, but it's boils down to usage
from somebody else.
Because you can't franchise tag him. Because if you franchise tag him and they designate him as a receiver, he's going to get paid the same as the highest receiver. If they designate him as a tight end, he's going to get top tight end money.
No, I'm gonna put that second round tender on him and call it a day. If you want to sign that contract, that's fine. If not, somebody will pay that second round price tag for him, and they can pay him. But no, but see the Dolphins though. I just don't want him to walk out for nothing. Well, he could walk out. He could walk out and get a compensatory pick. But no, I'm gonna put that second round tender on him and and see what happens. But no, in terms of 11 to 13 million, oh, absolutely not.
I know somebody else have to deal with how they gonna.
He's not on the field enough for that. Yeah. He's not on the field enough for that.
I'm good on that.
So
just get whatever you can. Yep. Zachary says Gesicki in a 4th for Robinson.
In the 4th? We're in the 4th?
I mean, why can't we just do Gesicki straight up for Robinson?
Well,
yeah.
Well, I got to get the pick, right?
Yeah.
Or we got to give up the pick. Robinson's numbers are down this year, so. I mean,
Mike Gesicki is just one of he's one of the more frustrating players for me because
he
he's
hasn't
leaving
grown
so
in the
much.
areas he needed to improve in.
Exactly.
He
That
can
shows
be
me his work ethic
absolutely.
isn't where it is. But he
can
could be dominant.
absolute-
He could be the
He
best
can
tight end
be
in the
exactly, bro.
Hollywood,
Absolutely
baby.
lethal in line.
He's
And
Hollywood.
he just, bro, it's just he just don't like the contact, bro. You look at him. You look at him when he at the point of when he's trying to engage with somebody, bro. It's ridiculous.
What did I tell you? You remember that picture came out of Tua had performed looking at the pad with all the receivers? Remember they were looking at the pad? That same day Gesicki put a photo out, he was on a yacht with his friends. That's the difference.
Hollywood, baby.
Look at DVP comes back. Looks like he hasn't missed a step with Tua. Gesicki is going through a slump, and Tua, he's giving reasons for Tua not to trust him right now.
No way I'm paying that price. No, bro. Absolutely not.
Because right now he has the fifth most. He has the fifth most receiving yards for tight ends. He has the fourth most receptions. But what's crazy is he averages about 10.7 yards per reception. Kelsey and Waller and Kittle, they all average over 12.
You're not having half that productivity of the other two guys that stay healthy. So I'm good on that. I'm not going to just go out and just sign this guy to a big ass contract when his usage rate is not remotely going to be that going forward, because you got to bring in other weapons, and some guys going to flourish in those other wide receiver spots.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
If I start paying, that's what I said. When we start talking about 12, 13, 14, 15 million, I can put that towards Allen Robinson, bro.
I agree.
Why am I going to put that towards Gesicki?
I know.
When
I agree.
he's being used in the slot and on the boundary anyways. Are you crazy?
Right.
I could go give
I agree.
$8 million of that or $9 million of that to Michael Gallup and have money left over. Like, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean?
I love Gallup though. I mean, I hate the Cowboys overall.
And checking out just did it. He said Brandon Cooks is ranked number 22 receiver, and he is close to Gesicki's numbers right now.
I forgot about Brandon Cooks, bro.
Yeah, he said that he wants to stay in Houston. He said he wants to,
right?
and apparently they want to make him like one of the pieces they build around.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Landry's a free agent this year.
Jarvis?
I'm good, man.
No, I'm good, bro. I already have tight ends.
Yeah.
I got enough tight ends, bro, on this team. He runs tight end routes, by the way. I know he's a wide receiver, but he runs tight end routes.
Facts.
So no, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, it's a good wide receiver free agency. That's the thing. The draft class is good and free agency is good.
Yeah.
So I just want to pair Waddle with because my thing is, boys, I've told EM this. I don't think I've said this to you yet, BallGame.
Yeah.
It's coming. Someone's going to take away Waddle.
Yep.
And Gesicki right now doesn't look like he can be that guy if Waddle gets
taken away. It's going to be the
away.
Patriots.
That's who I told EM. I said it's good. If no one does it, it's going to be Belichick that does it. And I don't need that. If we win out and we walk into that last game and Waddle gets taken away and we're not prepared for it, I don't even want to be around when that goes down. Bro.
Right.
Because it's coming. It's coming. The Saints are a good defense. The Titans have a good defense. And the Patriots are a great defense. It's coming. It ain't going to come against the Jets, but it's coming.
That's why I'm praying Devontae
You guys
Parker
really
stays
wouldn't
healthy
want
for the
Landry
rest
for
of
like
the
a
year.
cheap deal. You wouldn't take Landry on like a
We'll bring him back so he can retire a Dolphin.
Him in the slot. We can have him and Bowden in the slot. Because Waddle, look at Waddle's a boundary guy now. He's not using him in the
you
slot.
Put Waddle anywhere though.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but we need the X to go with. He's like a Z right now. He's not like a Y, right?
Right.
No disrespect to Jarvis, bro, but
he's just a good possession receiver, and you can depend on him. He stays healthy, bro.
Yeah, he does. I'll give you that.
And he makes the catch.
Can you
now
believe the
he
fall
doesn't
off
get in the end zone enough.
Huh? What's that ball game?
Odell, can you believe the fall off?
Oh, I know, bro.
What, for Cleveland?
I was just saying in terms of stardom to
just impact. Nobody. I mean,
what are we talking about? Beckham, or are we talking about?
Odell.
I told y'all.
This is crazy to me.
Yeah, bro. Eli made him,
Fall
bro.
from grace.
And it wasn't because he wasn't talented. Eli, this is why I said, remember back in the day when we were on TD, remember I said that Beckham needed to go for Baker to get back to what he was in the rookie season? I remember I was saying that back then. I said, yo, because people were asking us if we would trade for him. And I was like, yo, I wouldn't trade for him because you need a veteran quarterback for that guy. The problem with that guy, especially for a young quarterback like Baker,
command all over.
Yeah, and that stunts an ability for a young quarterback to start developing, going through the progressions, because you're going to see him. They're going to see the slightest window, and they're going to say, I got to get the ball to him, or I'm going to hear him on the sideline, right? Like, you don't want that around a young quarterback.
And I think those injuries,
piled up,
finally catching up to him, bro. You know, you can only take so many hits.
But Eli knew how to handle him, right? Like, Eli knew.
He not gonna run into the fucking room and blast Eli.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just wasn't gonna happen. So
fall from grace though. The Giants in general, bro. Like, you go there to die recently. Ever since Eli left, bro.
Yeah.
It's like you go there to die. You know what I mean? So
I do like that linebacker they got, Crowder, though.
Yo, okay, don't tease me. It's
like
tragic. Tragic. Do not tease me, because I've wondered if this guy's a free agent, and I haven't looked.
Who is that?
Hunter Renfrow.
That?
I would pay that man in a second, bro. Most underrated slot guy in the NFL. Him, Tyler Lockett, and Cole Beasley are probably three of the most underrated receivers in the NFL. Hunter Renfrow is money.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Honestly, I want them to sign a guy because I want flexibility in the draft. I don't want them to feel pressed to draft a wide receiver. And then we got to go through another. Not every guy is going to be a Waddle where they're going to catch 100 balls and put up 1,000 yards.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, get a veteran in with them there.
That's what I'm thinking, man. I just want to hang on to Parker. That
Yeah, but what if we go through this again, bro?
One more year.
I get it.
He's cheap next year too. He's only like 4 or 5 million, so he doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Seriously, if you're 4 or 5 million, bro, that wouldn't stop. Would that stop you from signing Allen Robinson?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. So I'm saying, bring him back, and that doesn't impede your strategy in terms of if you want to be aggressive in free agency at that position, go ahead, order draft. But his contract is very team friendly now.
And I don't mean fuck him as in like fuck him, go away. I mean like fuck him, I'm still buying another wide receiver.
Right,
like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, he's not going to stop me.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I agree.
So, there you go. Hunter Renfrow, UFA in 2000.
I got the Camry. I got the Camry. Fuck, I'm gonna go get the Benz.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Any last thoughts, boys, before we get out of here?
Not really, man. Just I'm sorry. Go ahead, BallGame.
No, you good. I was just gonna say it's gonna be, kind of good to just sit back and watch a lot of other teams make way for us. Shout out to the Minnesota Vikings on their win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That helps.
Huge.
Made
it a little tight there for a second. I thought.
Oh right.
I thought they were going to choke.
Hey, Ben, you got to give him credit, bro. He brought him back. That was that Hall of Fame.
But that's 2 weeks in a row. He should have lost the week before, man. That would have been huge for us. That tie, man. I keep looking at that tie. I'm like, that's going to screw us, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, and then we got some games this weekend where.
What we need to root for?
We got teams. Well, if you want draft capital, you're rooting for Cincinnati. If you want playoff, you're rooting for San Francisco.
Don't we need the Browns to win?
Yeah. Well, you need Baltimore to beat Cleveland because that'll just drive Cleveland further down. But if you think the Ravens are going to collapse and lose out, then you want Baltimore to win. You want Baltimore to lose. They are
hurt right now, boy.
Yeah.
They lost Humphrey for the rest of the year.
Tampa Bay to beat Buffalo.
That'll happen.
KC to beat Las Vegas, and Waller just got announced that he's out.
He's out.
Yep.
Detroit to beat Denver.
Oh,
maybe Dan Campbell makes a streak of it. Hey, let's go, baby. And then this won't happen. We want the Giants to beat the Chargers.
Mm.
Damn.
But there's a lot of games in there. Like, think of it. San Francisco can beat Cincinnati with the way Cincy's been playing in San Francisco. Elijah Mitchell's out again.
Mm.
Baltimore can beat Cleveland, although that's going to be a tight game either way because it's division rival. Tampa Bay, the way Buffalo is at and their confidence, they could rout them if they wanted to, probably. KC's going to punish Las Vegas. Minnesota already won. So really, Detroit over Denver and New York over the Chargers is where it's like really like the chances aren't good. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
we might get a little help.
Hopefully.
Imagine
Damn, it sucks. We're not playing this. I hate bye weeks, bro.
No, damn, it sucks. We couldn't win 2 out of those 4.
That's
where I'll lock Tua for his durability. If we would have had Tua for 2 of those games, we probably would have won those games.
Damn you, Jacoby Brissett.
Man, and honestly, as much as I hate to pick on them because they've been great, if they would have held that lead he gave them in that Atlanta game.
And the Jacksonville game.
Yeah.
I'm not letting them off the hook for that shit, man. I don't care. That's bad coaching and bad time execution. And the play calling was horrendous.
We'd be in the playoff. If he would have held both those games, we'd be in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Tua would be undefeated as a starter this year, but we'd be in the playoffs right now. You know what I mean? Like, even one of those games, ball game, even if we got the Atlanta game or the Jacksonville game, we'd be 7-6 right now.
6. Yeah.
We'd be in the playoffs.
We still got hope. We still got hope, man. Come on.
We can win. I know. I'm going to tell y'all what I told Richmond and what I told Neil this week on our pods. Okay. And I hope everything's good with your car, ball game.
Yeah, it was my son's car. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Honestly, boys, if we walk in on prime time against the Saints 2 days after Christmas, and Tua's a major contributor against a defense with Marshawn Lattimore and Cameron Jordan, and we win that game and we come out 8-7, and it's for the national televised audience to see and the national media to see, I'm sorry. I'm telling you right now, at that point, I'm convinced no Watson. If he does that, that's 7 in a row. After starting 1-7, you've pulled us up out of the gutter. You've pulled giving away a top 3 pick to now it's a middle of the packet pick at best. I'm sorry. You've done it, man. I'm on the road. I'm sorry, bro. You've done that. And you've beat. Because here's the narrative I hate. And I'm going to you boys haven't heard my rant yet on this, I think. We talk about the misinformation. We talk about the skewed narratives, boys. Tua lost. Okay, first of all, when we lost to Atlanta and Jacksonville, suddenly wins and losses became a quarterback stat again. Funny how that is. Now on this winning streak, they aren't once again. But Tua lost us that game, or Tua couldn't beat the Falcons, or whatever the case may be, or now we're beating bad teams. All right, Falcons. 12th best pass defense. Tua puts up over 290 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Number 1 pass defense, number 6 rushing defense. Carolina Panthers. Tua dices them. Number 17 passing defense, the New York Giants. I don't know if everyone saw, but Aaron Robertson and Bradbury and Xavier McKinney had actually pretty good games and were around the ball a lot. Xavier McKinney impressed the hell out of me the way he was on Gesicki. So 17th best passing defense, okay? See, when you actually break into these teams, our defense is beating bad offenses that it should be beating, while our offense is putting up points against decent. Hold on, better word. If you're hovering around 15, this is the word I use for you. Respectable to elite defense. Respectable being the Giants at 17, elite being the Panthers defense at the time we saw them. Okay? So Tua is actually going out and beating respectable to elite defenses. It's the offenses that are making these teams we're beating bad. It's not the defenses. And that's the narrative they're trying to spin. Oh, well, Tua's beating bad teams. No. He's beating good defenses. Our defense is beating bad offenses. That's what's happening. Okay, that's Cam Newton, bad offense. No Christian McCaffrey. PJ Walker comes in, not much better. Glennon, any offense led in the NFL by Glennon, is anyone going to call it? The only good offense we beat in this streak is the Ravens, and even they've been up and down this year, right? But hey, I'm not taking away because they figured out Lamar Jackson and they put the blueprint for everyone, right? But so I give them full credit for that. But look at, we're beating bad offenses. It's not bad defenses, it's bad offenses. Now, the Texans, right? Their offense and their defense is horrendous, but their offense is actually worse than their defense, right? And Jacoby Brissett could barely muster, 17 points against that team?
Yep.
Tua would have lit him up. You know what I mean? So it's like, start calling for what it is on this winning streak. Our defense is doing what they should be doing against these offenses, and our offense is playing tougher defenses than the matchup that our defense has. That's just what it is. If you look at each game, who has a tougher matchup? The offense or the defense? It's always the offense. Like, I'm sorry.
That's a good point. It's a good point. It's a good point.
And no one's giving credit for him for that. And it's like, okay, whatever. That's cool. But like, it's always beating bad teams. No. Like, tell it for what it really is. You know what I mean? And let's be honest. Dude, is there any way in hell that it's excusable that Trevor Lawrence put up over 300 yards against us? No, not with the money we've spent on this secondary and this defense and the investment, but because they ran that little Pop Gun Warner defense and they didn't get to their basics and what they built this team around, he was able to do that. If you would have just stuck to your philosophies and fundamentals earlier than what you did, we wouldn't be in this problem right now, bro.
I agree. I'll say that for me, though, in terms of, where Tua is, as far as the Watson narrative, Tua definitely needs to be commended for this winning streak, being a significant contributor to this winning streak. And you're seeing the growth.
Dude, him waddling the defense are why we're on this winning streak right now.
Yeah. And again, if you're objective, Wade Charles can clearly see that Tua he is definitely trending up. But in terms of the Watson narrative, I need to see Tua. It's two things I'm looking for. Hopefully, I get to see. It's two issues, and we talked about this privately recently. For the rest of the season, his body. I want to see his arm. I want to see how that down the stretch, how he holds up, and then B. I just want to see more NFL, quote unquote NFL traditional type offensive approach. We probably won't see that this year because I get the offensive line and I get the lack of a run. I understand that. Probably won't get to see that, but I need to see I need to see more of what I'm seeing now. And hopefully, again, we went out and he's a huge contributor to that. Just stay on this trajectory and improve upon it because I'm just going to need more consistency out of Tua to ignore acquiring a top 3 player at that position. So we'll see. I just, what I said, Reason. I said, what I want to see now, I don't even want to really talk and entertain the Watson narrative now because, the trading deadline has come and gone. And, I feel like we, as true fans of this team, we owe it to this player to give him to minimize as many distractions as we possibly can in our own way. And give him an opportunity to hopefully present himself
and to make that,
and to make that conversation because the conversation is we know it's coming in the offseason, but he give him an opportunity to make that conversation as difficult as possible with the front office. So that's where I'm at.
And I'll say this: I said this earlier, and this is just telling people the facts. If he gets indicted in January, this thing will not be settled by March.
Well, it's a wrap, bro.
When the new year opens up.
It's a wrap.
And and I'm telling you right now, they're not going to trade for him. If Ross was adamant on them at least settling some of the cases, if he gets indicted, don't even bother talking about it.
Right.
Because Carolina was the only team that showed that they don't care if he settles anything. And they're going to be more desperate than us. The thing is, we're not desperate anymore. Like
I don't.
whether they
You know
move
what?
for him or not, we're not
you know what
desperate
reason?
anymore. That's
You know
the
what
thing.
reason? I don't
Yeah,
think
go
we were. I don't think we were ever desperate. Because if we were desperate, we would have, Watson would have just not been the only option that we were entertaining. We would entertain a player coming out of last year's draft to replace Tua. So I feel there's never been a level of
I
desperation.
agree
You
with
heard,
that.
you heard Chris Greer. He
We
said
would have
this is a
stayed at
unique
3 and
situation.
drafted someone, and we would
Exactly.
have had a competition. I agree with that.
And you heard Chris Greer. He said, "Look, okay, like it or what, you hate it, or, like it or not, but a top 3 quarterback. This is an unprecedented situation. It's unique. This has never happened before. You're just, we are just doing our due diligence, entertaining, I'm paraphrasing, but this is what he said. This is an upgrade. This is a top 3 player at that position, and you have to do your due diligence if you're a franchise. If you don't have a comparable player already in house, because it's a clear upgrade. That's not even disputable. So at the end of the day, it's what it is. We know what's coming in the offseason, bro. Let's just, just try us in our own way. Let's not contribute to the distractions.
For him to for him to be available at the beginning of the new season, NFL season in March, you would need him not to get indicted and him in February to settle all of his cases.
Yep.
So you would need everything to be expedited. But I'm telling you, it all starts with that grand jury. If that thing hits and they move forward with the proceeding and indictment, and I got no horse in this race, because like I said, my evaluation for Tua, whether he's an aqua and orange, continues. So at the end of the day, I got no horse in this race. I just want a quarterback that we could win with. That's all I care about. And absolutely. So and I don't think we should get fleeced because we're not desperate like a team like Carolina right now. So we just need him to say, yo, that's the only place I want to go so we can fleece like Carolina. Anyways, my whole thing is if he gets indicted, like it won't even be worth talking about, like because he won't even be settled by the draft. And if they move forward with a draft plan and Tua keeps playing the way he's playing, they're just gonna say screw it. It wasn't meant to be. That's what they're gonna say. I'm telling you right now. Now, if Tua drops off and is inconsistent here, and we like lose out, and he just doesn't look good, and Deshaun Watson gets even one of those 2 settled, then they might make the move. You know what I mean? So, but
Tua's play, man, he's making that conversation.
He's got his fate in his hands.
He's making it extremely tough on them.
Oh yeah, he's making that conversation.
Well, see, the thing is too, right?
Which is what he needs to do.
Boys,
exactly.
It's not only hard. Okay, can we agree on this? Since we've been watching this winning streak, it looks like it won't only be hard to sell to the fan base. Looks like it might be hard to sell to some of that locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's an issue.
How can you not? If Tua, again, how can you as a player, bro? How can you not respect if that scenario comes to fruition? We went out and he continues to improve. He's a huge reason why we went out. How can you not respect that if you're in that locker room, bro?
Yeah.
So it's what it is, man. You just again, me personally, I respect Reason's opinion, ball games as well as others in this community. But for me, I just need to see more consistency with Tua. No doubt that he won't, that he can't do that.
Man.
Health permitting, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, man. All right, boys. I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. It was a good talk. Good conversation.
Salute, gentlemen. Salute.
Good little triple threat panel tonight.
You still running, ball game? I see you still running, bro. You still running.
Man, don't do that to yourself.
Why are
we
you
bringing back Madden
bro?
Fridays on this channel?
Why are you ignoring my messages, ball game? Why? Really, it's like that.
I haven't even been home.
It's like that,
and even booted up the system in 2 whole days, bro. Like I've
2 days. I've been messaging you for 2 months. What you talking about, bro? You check.
He's never online. He's on some incognito shit because he's never online on mine.
Yeah.
PS5.
I know, right?
I got him added, but he's never online. He's on that incognito.
Bro, I'm so busy, man. Trying to get ready for this house to be done, bro. Like
BallGame be moving like a Navy SEAL over here. No one knows where
that's what's up.
But BallGame be on Madden when we're recording with Richmond.
I just be advancing the leagues, bro.
I be peeping your game. I be going on and you still incognito, bro. So don't be giving me
that.
I ain't playing.
You know what? I've been meaning to chop it up with you, ball game, about this is not football related, but what's going on with China and Russia, and I just want a military perspective.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stay happy, healthy, and safe and blessed. Have a good day. We're going
Salute.
backstage.
Y'all be good.
And I'll see y'all on
y'all be
Monday.
good.
Take it easy, everyone.
Be
Fins
safe
up.
out there.